Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.
Welcome to the Information Man Show, the Information Man Experience.
Tell the truth.
And the Information Man Experience.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Tell the truth.
You are now tuned to BS3. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV. BS3 Network. BS3 TV. Changing the way you listen to podcasts. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download today. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV. Changing under the way you watch TV. Download today.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Information
Man
is
Show.
power.
Yes. This is how we do it over here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Information Man Show tonight. I'm going to get right to it. Your time is valuable to me. Make sure you share this video out. Share this video out to everyone in your social media, your community tab. Get more folks over here. If you can hear me, you can hear my mic just clear. Put a 7 in the chat room. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at on the screen is the YouTube streets. There's been a lot of talk on the YouTube streets around Pearly things, or just Pearly things, whatever the hell we call it. I'm going to get right into this. Jason Black is live, and he's gotten into it strong tonight. And I'm going to add my contribution. You see, a lot of Negroes on YouTube have decided to jump out the window and defend this Karen. This is a YouTube Karen. Everybody's jumped out she got caught with her foot in the candy, in the cookies. She got caught on there with Nick Fuentes, who's a known white supremacist, and then she wants to act like, oh gosh, oh me, I didn't know what I was doing. And we got Negroes all over YouTube making excuses, because why are you making excuses for her? I'll tell you why you're making excuses for her, because she's white and she says so. You're making excuses because she's a white woman. If this was a black woman that was doing ratchet stuff on these YouTube streets, everybody will be calling that black person out. And you know why we'll jump on each other more than we'll jump on our enemies? Because we don't like each other. That's why Negroes will get up on a stream like yesterday, and I'm going to call that out. And they're doing interference for her. Every Negro was polite over there on I'm calling it out. I know you're out there, Obsidian. You was running interference for this Karen. And you had Negroes on the panel that was running interference for her, making excuses for your white mama. Of course, you had Psychopatheus. Shout out to him. You had Amari, the liberator that was on there. They was the only ones trying to combat the bullshit. E Black, I saw you, E Black, you were on there. You asked her a very important question, but of course, she didn't want to answer it. She wanted to act like she didn't know what you were talking about. I'm going to expose that because I've got videos tonight. I want to say shout out to Phil of the Advice Show as we know him, because I got a video of him breaking some things down. Now, I know a lot of people are asking the questions, who's responsible for this woman? Who brought her into this space called the manosphere?
Tell
people are saying,
the truth.
Now, I want to say shout out to O'Shea, because O'Shea was on Red Supreme today, and he did explain the origins of how Pearly things got in the game. Phil of the Advice Show, you're going to hear, he gives testimony as to how she got in the game. Now, you can say that, was it members, the leading members of the Black Manosphere who let her in the door? From what I understand, she was doing everything she could to get a lick, from being on Fresh and Fit or Fresh and Stinky. According to Brother Phil, he said that she spent $1,000 to pick Kevin Samuel's brain. See, this is what you call culture voting. Same thing with rap. I said this the other on Sunday. Rap, everything that black people create, white people step into it. They make money off of it, make more money than us, and that's because we give them the whole damn franchise. See, black people on YouTube, content creators that is, that ran in circles with her, they're partly the blame for endorsing her in the first place. Now, there's people out there, black folks, that'll say, oh, why are you coming down on her because she's a white woman? Prior to this whole thing happening, where Jason Black of the Black Channel exposed her for what she was, there really wasn't that many black people that were hating on Pearly. If black people were hating on her so much, how did she get the doors open to her to be able to boost her ratings on her channel, boost her subscribership? I know she said, check this out. She said this out of her own mouth. 10% of her followers are coming from across seas, and she's got 50% more of her followers that are coming from America. You've got Negroes on YouTube talking about, well, she employed Africans. Yeah. That's what they've always done. They put us on the plantation. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, he had black children and still treated them like slaves. When have white people never employed black people, but still at the same time are still racist towards us? Case in point, do you know a black man with a college education still earns less money than a white man with no college education? Same thing for black women. Black women, they say, are the most educated in our community with all type of master's degrees, yet there's more black women living in poverty or living check to check and struggling even with their BA and master's degree because white women still make more money than black women. I saw how these Negroes on Arsenion's channel yesterday, how they were so polite to her. However, if a black woman had did something that upset people, made people uncomfortable, all black folks would go in on that black woman or go in on that black man. But we give a pass to the Pearlys of the world because we like being in close proximity to whiteness because white is right and black is not right. See, let me tell you something. My man Joe Madison quotes this all the time, and I think it's a great quote. Now, in America, we see white as superior and black as inferior. And as a manifestation of that cultural conditioning, we will underestimate. Black people will do it to black people as white people do it to us. We'll underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize black people. Black people do it to black people, and then white people do it to us while they make a buck off of us. Now, she's got 3 million subscribers. A good majority of her subs are from America. Of course, she's got a lot of white folks that follow her. Now, think about it. All those Africans that she claimed that she's employing, that she goes, I want to get my Africans over here. White people always talk about black people as if we're their possessions, as if they own us. Ladies and gentlemen, kick back, crack open a drink, get your popcorn, because I'm cooking tonight. Think if all those African content creators or black people that were helping her and assisting her, even the black folks in the manosphere. Why don't we put the same energy into black content creators? We got all these black content creators in YouTube who have pretty good quality content, and then there's some that ain't such great quality content. I'm talking about those of you who spend too much time hiding behind avatars. But that's another story for another day. Think if we put all our attention on black folks who are content, I'm talking all black YouTube tonight. Think if we put our attention on black YouTube, why couldn't we blow up a channel? Why is it that a George Macomb channel ain't blown up and he's working with kids and he's showing you what he's doing? Why is it that a Q Butter channel doesn't blow up and he's working with kids, has an institution, education institution, he's showing you what he's doing and it's worth? We won't support that. I do a video talking about what's happening with black people across this country as it relates to us being ripped off with insurance prices, how we're being charged different compared to white folks, no matter what range of economic background we are. I can't get a lick of people over here. But Pearly, she can get black people on her podcast and talk about black issues, and Negroes will eat up everything she's saying like popcorn. Now, let's break something down. You're looking at a woman who is 27 or 26 years old. Why are we taking advice? Why are black men who said that Kevin Samuels was their leader, and then you go from a Kevin Samuels, the high value man, to now you're following the words of a 27-year-old or 26-year-old white woman from middle America, volleyball scholarship, came from the lick of white privilege, has nothing to do with our culture, nothing to do with our people, has no true understanding, has had no struggle in her life, and we're following suit with her. And then we get all surprised because she gets up there and says black people have just exaggerated our history when it comes to slavery. And does it to boot with a white supremacist. Then later on, I find out that, she doesn't like the idea of reparations. So you're hiring black people. You're claiming you have some understanding of our black people, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm not for reparations." Then when she got up on the panel yesterday on Obsidian's show, she was acting naive when people were asking, when there were black men who had the courage amongst the ones that were raccooning over there, the ones that did have the courage to kind of like give her pushback. Let me say shout out to my man, Super Sly 75. He came up there and gave poignant statements. Let me read something to you. Why are we following a white woman who has had no experience? This woman hasn't been married, has no kids, has no background record of marriage, and she's giving black people on her podcast advice on relationships. And that's the only way she could make her podcast pop. Because you know, anytime you put black people in something, it's going to pop. Let me read this to you. The brain, I work in mental health. The brain finishes its development in maturity. So over here, you're going to get a little education too to go with it. In maturity in the mid to late 20s. Mid to late 20s. Part of the brain behind the forehead, behind your forehead, called the prefrontal cortex. Y'all remember that in biology? Is one of the last parts to mature. This area is responsible for skills like planning, prioritizing, making good decisions. This is why when people are young in their early 20s and they haven't gained a certain amount of maturity, they make reckless and bad decisions. They make impulsive decisions. They engage in impulsive behavior. So now you're telling me you grown ass black men, black women out there that supported this woman, y'all fell in line with this white woman as your spokesperson about your relationship. We're always putting people who don't look like us in our community in our damn business. That's a damn shame. I'm going to say it again. It's a damn shame. Now, let me challenge you all listening tonight. Just think about it like this. And I think you all that are in the chat room, I know I haven't shouted anybody out now, but I'm trying to stay on code of my diatribe here tonight. And I know you out there, and I appreciate you all. Let me give you a clap. I appreciate you all. Let me give you the almighty clap. That was the wrong sound effect tonight. Let me give you the almighty clap. All right. I want everybody in the chat room, definitely share the video. If you can hear me, hit a 7 in the chat room. Let's get the algorithms turning. Ask yourself, hit a 7 if you agree with me when I say this. Where on social media or mass media do you see young 20-something black women or black men with a podcast, either in mainstream media or social media, where they're interviewing white people, white men, white women, and they're setting up there, getting them to divulge all their deepest secrets, all their deepest thoughts about relations with a black person, a black woman, or a black man that's that young, sitting back as the host, running every goddamn thing, while you got white folks working for you, cutting up all kind of content for you, repurposing all type of content and putting it all over social media and flooding it. When's the last time you've seen that? If you've seen that, put an 8 in the chat room. If you haven't seen that, put a 7. You know why? Because white people in general would never sit down and divulge all their family secrets and all their dirty secrets and all their relationship issues under the guise and leadership and fall under the cloth and leadership of a black female or male. Now, you have the white manosphere. You're going to hear a video that I have for you tonight with Phil talking about this. She tried to go over to the white. This is the thing you need to know. I'm coming with the information tonight. Pearly, and this is what she does. She's repurposes her content. She gets black women on there. And you black women, y'all got to stop doing this. Stop getting on podcasts with white women like this, making the bag off of your relationship, in your relationships that you have, and your dysfunctions in your relationships. Why is she getting the bag? You got black women, and you're going to hear Phil say, you got black women all over YouTube who give relationship advice to our community. Why are we not blowing them up to millions of subscribers, but we blow the white woman up? And I know she had other supporters, but yet it was black people who actually pushed her over the edge. I said it and I said it again. Pearly, this white woman, I call it as I call it and I see it. Before she brought her lily white ass over to black YouTube, or at least trying to get black people to support what she was doing, she tried to make a run. She tried to make a run at the white manosphere. Excuse me. Get a drink of water here. Let me know if you can hear me by hitting a 7 in the chat room. Let me tell you what the white manosphere said to her. Get out of here. We're not going to fall under the leadership of a white woman. That's the reason why you're going to hear Phil say that. That's the reason why you got a white manosphere. Remember, you have this thing called MGTOW, men going their own way. That was created by white men who were fed up in their relationships, in their situations with white women. Had nothing to do with black folk. So she tried to go over there to the white manosphere. That wasn't working for her. So she came to black folks because she know that black people, we got this love affair for white folks. What's that love affair? Well, ever since slavery, we've been wanting them to love us and cuddle us and tell us how much that they like us. We've been working so hard over these years to get the affection and the what do you call that? The validation of white mama and daddy. That's why black folks get all upset when we don't get the Oscars, because you want white daddy and mama to give you validation. You want what they got. Those Negroes over there on our Sitting channel just yesterday, they're too busy trying to get in good with her because she's got those 3 million subscribers, and they're hoping maybe she'll give me a shout out on her next podcast and they'll come over and give my channel some shine. How about we put energy into blowing up black folks on YouTube? Now, like I said before, nobody was messing with Pearly. Nobody was messing with this young lady. There was some of us that were skeptical of her. I certainly look back and examine this thing and said, and this is kind of goofy, because I always thought that men should never fall under the leadership of women, that men should lead men, women should lead women. Men teach men how to be a man. A woman can certainly raise a son, but she cannot teach a son how to be a man. That needs to be a man giving manly instructions, a man who's properly on his square. Those Negroes yesterday were so polite to her, as if they was in a relationship with her. So I don't want to hear this notion that, well, black people are only getting on her because she's white. No, black people are getting on her because she got exposed by Jason Black of the Black Channel. He exposed her through the video evidence of her effery. And after this whole thing happened, ladies and gentlemen, she didn't apologize right away.
Tell the truth.
She came on the Sitting channel yesterday to act like she was apologetic. She put out a video that I'm going to show you to act like she was apologetic. But prior to all this happening, she wasn't apologizing. She took the video down because she knew the heat was on her ass. Let me play something from my lovely sister that I have a lot of respect for, the real Dana. Let's hear what the real Dana has to say. This one I thought was pure truth. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Kid, why is race being brought into this? Because it had everything to do with it. Because first of all, black people shouldn't be saying anything disparaging about their blackness. But when you have a non-black person disrespecting my lineage, my history,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying, something that happened to my people, that's
and
a
laughing
problem.
and laughing and smiling. And I mean, guys, y'all understand? She had a big smile on her face and not once even apologized and say, you know what? I need to make a statement. I
want to stop it there because that's the man mindset. Shout out to him. Shout out to that brother. I'm hitting the wrong things tonight. Shout out to the real Dana. She has Judge Joe Brown over there. She's been interviewing him. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out that seems questionable. Joe Brown's being accused of things that he's saying ain't even true. I'm going to try to get him on the channel as well. But this is the real Dana. Make sure y'all check out her channel. Love this sister. She puts it down 100% square. But listen, what they're saying is that Pearly was laughing. She had smocks on her face when she was interviewing Nick Fuentes. But yesterday on Asinian's channel, when people were talking to her and challenging her, she would have this smile on her face, or she would act sort of stupid, innocent, like, me? What did I say? What did I do? I want y'all to hear this, because what he's saying here is exactly how she had that expression on her face on Asinian's channel yesterday. And they gave her softball questions. Listen to this again.
Even apologize and say, you know what? I need to make a statement. I made a statement about roots. I didn't know what I was talking about, and I just want to. I mean, did she even say sorry? No. You want to know why? She's not going to. Because she's like this. What are you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You still gonna listen to me?
Right. She still hasn't really given a solid apology. She spent a lot of time on her video talking about, oh, goshy, me. It was stupid what I said. Oh, goshy. And another thing that she said that I want y'all to, I'm going to play that video in just a moment, but let's get back to this right now.
I don't need, right?
Are you going to sue me for what?
Right. That's the whole point. So it's not about a race. For me, Minecraft, I'm saying this is what y'all get when y'all follow effing, D. When y'all follow feminine ass people, when you follow feminine guys and feminine women trying to teach you how to be masculine, there is the problem.
All right. So you see that right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real Dana. Check her out. And they were cooking over there the other night or so or two. Now, let me play you a video that I thought was very disrespectful, and here it is.
I'm trying to get my Africans in America, my Africans. Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
They're gonna be in trouble. This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was. Right. But they want to make it like more horrible so that.
Stop it right there. Now, when I play her video where she calls herself doing damage control, she's going to act like in that video that I'm going to play for you in a moment that, oh, she didn't know what she was saying, that she was just caught up in the moment. No. She's clearly knowing what she's clearly saying, what she means, and meaning what she says. Now, she says this is how they disrespect our culture. Now, just because a white person is hiring and black people, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean that they really like you. They just need you to work for them so that they make money. Capitalism. She's even admitted in other videos that she's about the money. Now, while she's saying this about, I got to play this, just a little bit of this back.
It was. Right. But they want to make it like more horrible.
Let me play that right there.
It was. Right. But they want to make it like, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was. Right. But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
So she says that black people.
I'm trying to get my Africans in America.
So she's saying that black people, we embellish our history. Our history is embellished, and we embellish our history to control what? And this is another thing. She disrespected one of our ancestors who has a party. That's Alex Haley.
Because that's literally the founder of.
Listen to this.
Oh boy.
They're gonna get
trouble.
This sounds.
And then right there, she admits on the video that she's gonna get herself in trouble. Yet when I play the video that she tries to do damage control for you tonight, she acts like, oh, it was just a gosh dosh moment for me. She knew exactly what she was saying. She knew exactly who she was talking to. You're sitting down with a white supremacist. You're employing African people, black people, but you didn't have enough respect for the people that you employ to realize maybe it's not a good look for me to be kikiing and laughing with this known white supremacist. Then you've got Negroes putting out a narrative. Well, you know, Jason Black, he interviewed Jason Taylor. Yeah, he interviewed these white supremacists because that was the goal of the movie, to expose the white supremacists for what they are. The goal of his documentary was to show you their ideologies and how they think and how they operate. Not to sit up there and laugh with them. The difference with Pearly is she's laughing and giggling and kikiing with the white supremacists. Jason Black wasn't laughing and kikiing with the white supremacists. And when they like to use the Oprah Winfrey, when she had the Ku Klux Klan on her show years back, once again, she had them on there to show us their foolishness. Oprah wasn't kikiing and laughing. These are people that know how to do professional interviews and they have a purpose. This is a 27-year-old female, doesn't know what she's doing, but she actually does know what she's doing because why? She got comfortable in the conversation. She exposed herself for what she really is because Jason Black was able to pull up the receipts and let us see this. Again, listen to how she talks about Alex Haley.
Sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said I wanted a.
The guy who made Roots. No, the guy who made Roots was Alex Haley. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name. You see what I'm saying? A 27-year-old. You put respect on his name. The name, it ain't a guy who created Roots. It's Alex Haley. Alex Haley. Decades before pursuing a career as a writer, he eventually held as a series of interviews for Playboy magazine, later and co-authored the autobiography of Malcolm X. The following decade, Alex Haley, made history with his book called Roots, chronicling his family's line from Gambia to the enslaved holding South. Now, you've got movies on television and movies that's been produced about slavery. It was worse in reality. When you read the chronicles, when you read the history and the chronicles of what black people went through in slavery, it's worse than what we've seen depicted in Roots or in slavery. But she doesn't know that because she's a millennial, hasn't been around. And one of the problems with millennials is that they don't have a sense of history. They have no frame of reference. The following decade, Haley made history with the book Roots, chronicling his family's line from Gambia to the enslaved holding South. He got the Pulitzer Prize winning book. It was a Pulitzer Prize winning book, was turned into a 1977 miniseries. Some of you weren't even alive then. I watched that as a kid. I remember when it came on in the television. This was before cable. You just had regular television. TV show of all times. It was the most popular TV show of all times. The major controversy ensued. However, when Haley was accused of plagiarizing and presenting history and geographically. So a lot of people, there was a claim that Haley had plagiarized the book. There was that controversy that came up. but she tries to minimize it as, oh, it was just this guy. And let me just play this out.
For my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do is they embellish, and I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible.
That's what we do. We embellish, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do, black people. Turn around and look at each other and say, that's what we do, we embellished. This from the white girl who really wanted to be involved in the white manosphere. They ran her away, and she brought her butt over to the black manosphere, and like buck dancing raccoons on a plantation, we say, come on in, Miss Daisy, come on in, we'll welcome you. We get excited when white folks can try to sing like us, or try to rap like us, or dance like us. We get all excited. Oh, it's a white. Why you think we got M&Ms today? Which is a damn shame. And we said years ago we wouldn't let our music be infiltrated. Well, we've allowed that to be infiltrated, and guess what makes YouTube any different? We'll let people infiltrate that.
Horrible it was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
So that they control people. Look at this right here. Indeed, Roots was monumental as literature. It won a Pulitzer Prize in 1977, and as a means for getting American society to examine the darker, I hate that word, darker, society should be how white people, okay, did what they did to us, aspects of history. The 1976 novel based on Haley's research into his ancestors' origins in Africa, and then slavery took, okay? So that's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. You have a woman who should not be talking about things that she has no history, no real knowledge of, running her mouth. She first of all, you're supposed to be a relationship podcast. Now you're getting into politics and race and all these other things like that. This is the person we're talking about now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're with me, hit a 7 in the chat room again, and let me play you something else. Here's her half-heartedly so-called wannabe apology. Well, it wasn't really an apology. This is called damage control. And as I played that video for you first with her saying they're Africans and they embellish history, because on the video that you're about to see right now, she acts as if she doesn't know what she did or something. Like, she just says, I was stupid. But clearly on that part of the video, you can tell she knew exactly what she was talking about. Now, let me play this for you first. This is a young white woman who's Italian, who has a black boyfriend, and she did exactly what Pearly should have did. She jammed Nick Fuentes, the little white supremacist, the little white nationalist, and he don't like black people at all, believe me. And that's another thing. If Pearly had all this respect for the black people that she employs, why would she even knowingly interview? And it wasn't even a real interview. She was kikiing and ha-haing with him. Why would she bring a knowingly white man in who does not like black men, and particularly doesn't like black people? And you know that you got people that work on your podcast who don't agree with that. Check this out. This lady's on her podcast, ain't feeling Nick Fuentes. Here we go.
Wish you luck, and I don't.
Wow.
Now, she says to him on the couch that she wishes him luck. A white supremacist that she claimed that she knew that he had a little shady background, but she still brought him on. The woman here says, hell no, she's got a black boyfriend, but you're going to see exactly what she says. Let me play that back again, and here we go. So she's Pearly, the white Karen of YouTube. Remember, she's the white Karen of YouTube. Wishes a known white supremacist that's documented as a white nationalist, wishes him luck. Check this out.
Wish you luck, and I don't.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't wish luck to racists.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit racist.
I know.
But listen, it's not because I hate.
He admits that he is racist. There you go right there. Let's continue.
People, I love people. It's just race is real. Race is real. Race is a part of us. So, hey, it is what it is.
And the Italians, we do not claim you.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black guy. The Italians don't claim me. They don't claim you.
Oh, no, they claim me. They claim me.
I don't think so.
They do.
Italian guys, yeah.
Italians,
Tell an Italian guy about your affinity for black guys. That'll go over real well.
Now, you see how he laughed there? The whole time, look at Pearly body language. She's smiling. She's kikiing. She's getting a kick out of the exchange. Why he's this, and so this is the woman that employs Africans or black people. As she says, my Africans, I got to get my Africans over here, as if she owns them like they're slaves for her. She sits up here and tries to tell you that, oh, it was all a big mistake on her part. She does the same thing on the Citizens channel the other night, but you can clearly tell that in the video here, she clearly was getting a kick out of what was happening. You can look at her body language. You can look at the body language of the young lady that did not like him. You could tell she wasn't feeling him, but she's laughing and kikiing to herself as he makes a joke out of what he says. Hear it right here again.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black.
Look at the smile on her face in the right corner. That's Pearly. And you got black folks on YouTube telling us, oh, come on, you guys are being too harsh on her. Do you say the same thing when it comes to black people who disrespect black people on YouTube? What do we do on YouTube? We spend hella time on YouTube. Black people spend hella time on YouTube doxing. How dare you say we're being too tough on Pearly, just Pearly? When black people will dox each other on YouTube, you'll go into people's personal information and put it out there, show kids photographs, show people's bank statements, do all type of ratchet stuff to each other, and y'all got the nerve to sit up here and say, y'all black people being too hard on this Pearly, Miss Daisy, Miss Karen. How can any black person put that in their mouth when we got black people on YouTube trolling black people on YouTube grifting black people economically, lying to black people, doxing people's channels, putting people's family members and wives' pictures out there? I don't see anybody on I don't see y'all on black YouTube fighting against that. But the white woman, oh, we got to hold her up as the Madonna. And let me tell you the psychology behind this. See, in this country, America has always put white women on a pedestal. And if you were to dare to touch that white woman, black man, you would be killed. Should I say Emmett Till? They claim he whistled at her, but that found out to be a lie. Rosewood, why did Rosewood happen? Because a white woman lied and said that a black man had sexually abused her when it was actually another white man that she was messing around with on her husband. And then they burned Rosewood down. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. A young black man is running to try to get to the bathroom because they wouldn't let him use the bathroom where he was at. He's a shoeshine man. They wouldn't let him use the bathroom because in those days you couldn't use a white bathroom. It had to be a black bathroom. He brushes by a white woman on the elevator, as they say, and all hell breaks loose, and they burn a black town, a black community down, Black Wall Street down to the ground. More black men have died because of white women, whether we did something to a white woman or not. We have died because of it. We have died just having relations with them or no relations. And you got raccoon Negroes on YouTube trying to protect her, make excuses for her, when black men have died, have been deleted in this country over women that look just like Pearly. Look at that face. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Running around here as black folks on YouTube making excuses when the receipts are clear what she did. It was clear, the receipts, and I got more for you tonight. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's the Information Man Show. I should have hundreds of people over here. when you look at the history, the movie, the #1 movie that won an Oscar that opened up the whole door of cinema in this country was the movie called Birth of a Nation. What was Birth of the Nation about? Birth of a Nation was a fictitious story that black men, black people had took over the country, that we had went savage. They showed black men in the White House eating fried chicken and watermelon with their feet up on the table, being uncouth, stereotypes. And then they would show black men chasing after white women like werewolves, trying to get their hands on them. And then in the depiction of the movie, they show you the Ku Klux Klan riding with their sheets and their hoodies on to save the day. Why? To save the white woman from the savage black man who was in pursuit of her. Because white men understand that they must protect the chastity of white women. I say it again. White men understand they must protect the chastity of white women. That's what that movie was all about white men posseing up to stop black men from potentially sexually abusing and going after white women. Whether it be the movie Madengo, there's always been this taboo. And we got all these black men, women, whoever out there going to bat for her. All she doing is making a bag off of black YouTube, and guess what? We're the blame for it. And I'm actually glad that she's been exposed, and I'm glad she exposed herself, because it lets you know how people really think, that smile on your face and act like they're your friend, and even will give you a couple of jobs doing editing for them and working the camera. See, look at her smile there.
That guy. The Italians don't claim me. They don't claim you.
Oh, no, they claim me. They claim me.
I don't think so.
They do.
Look at her smile. That smile on her face.
Italian guys, yeah. Tell an Italian guy about your affinity for black guys. That'll go.
See, affinity. He keeps focusing on black guys.
Real well.
You see the laugh there? Ha 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 ha. See, this is who she was laughing and kikiing up there when he was saying all that. She was laughing and kikiing to herself. She had that facial expression. Even when she was talking about Africans working harder than us Americans, this dude, Nick Fuentes, a lot of people miss this. Nick Fuentes said that Africans are more diligent than black people when it comes to working. You see, this is the element that she had on the show. And this is not the first interview for you out there to say, well, this is only one interview. She's done several interviews. She's had him on her show a few other times. Or she cut it in different pieces. Let me let y'all see this video. I wanted to put everything in context before you hear her give her, I didn't know what I was doing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I know why you guys are here. Okay. So I want to first say I take full accountability for everything that happened. Everything that happens in life, as I say to the girls on my show, is my own fault. The fact that people are making these videos is my own fault. And the situation that I'm in is my own fault. Now I'm going to give you guys an explanation and give you guys context for some of the conversations that were had. Just know it's not an excuse. It's my own fault. I take full accountability for everything that happened. Okay. So, but I'm going to answer questions that people have brought my way. So
I just want y'all to know, for context, when she was on Austin's channel yesterday and people were asking her questions and there was a lot being said on the panel yesterday, she had this smirky look on her face. Like she really don't care, because she knows she making bank money. And she knows that she can pivot and still do well because she's got the white audience. And I'm pretty sure you've got some black folks that support her over there in England where she's at, that's going to raccoon for her, and still support her and say, what's the big deal?
First thing is, why did you have Nick on?
Go to bull crap.
The reasoning behind having Nick Fuentes on was because
Get away with a great deal at the
bank account. Now, from your point of view, you would think
gives this lame excuse that she had Nick Fuentes on there because she wanted to know how did he lose the money in his bank account. So apparently he lost money in his bank account. He's been banned from YouTube and various other social medias. So you brought him on the show to talk to him about that, but that's really not your lane. Your lane has been talking about relationships, but you bring a known white supremacist on a show where you got mostly black people doing all your production work, which is a disrespect to them, to interview him about how he lost money and this and that, but then it turned into something else, and you kikiing and laughing with him about how black people exaggerate our history and how Africans work better, more than we do, and how you got to get your Africans over here like you own them. This is the bullshit right there.
Why would you invite someone on that's on the no-fly list, right? That would be a bad. Well, he's not anymore. That's how he flew, but he was. So I was more just curious why this man was banned and everything. Now,
here we go. When white people get caught in their racism, they always say, I was just playing, I was just joking, I was curious. Give you case in point. Remember Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys? Remember? I did a video about this. That's the thumbnail from that video. Remember when he was in that press conference and they were asking him, Jerry Jones, what were you doing in this picture at this school out there in the South? I think he's from Arkansas, when they were trying to keep these two black young men from going to school. And there he is. And his excuse was, I was just curious. White people always got these excuses when they get caught with their hands in a cookie jar, when they get caught in their racism, then they start using things like, I was just being silly. I was just being playful. I was just being curious, like Curious George. Listen to this.
Doing what I didn't know. So I did know that he was a known racist. I did know he was a known sexist. I did know that basically every bad name in the book, from the right and the left, everyone hated him. So the reason I had him on was because, guys, people say that stuff about me. They say I'm sexist. They say,
boom. You see what she's doing here? The excuse is, well, I knew he was a racist. I knew he was these things. But guys, people say things about me. So that's the excuse to bring him on? Because you were curious about his bank account issues and how he got knocked off of social media? And it's about making it about herself. But see, of someone who perpetrated racial thinking and racism, let me just say it as it is. A person who's putting out racism subliminally, indirectly, now makes it about herself. Well, see, people say things about me. This is what they always say. White people always say, I'm going to white-splain. I'm white and I say so. I'm going to tell you whatever I want to tell you, and you're going to accept it as it is. Listen to this.
I'm a misogynist. And, you know, I really just like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and she's sitting up here kikiing and laughing with a known racist, kikiing and laughing. Look at this right here. Look at her, boom, laughing. Look at her, smile on the face. Look at that, having a great old time.
When I interview them, I don't go into interviews trying to interrogate someone. I just more try to listen and see where they're coming from. In hindsight, that wasn't smart. And in hindsight, I should have had someone, you know, maybe Sarah Garvey, maybe another content creator that could have pushed back more and really was more educated on the topics that he was talking about than I was, because I certainly was not an expert in any of the stuff that he was talking about. I did remove the interview.
Now, folks, I want to let y'all know something. She claimed even yesterday on Arsenian's channel that she was open to listening to someone who has a better understanding of these issues, right, about the racial issues. And I think Brother Mamari, the Liberator, as well as Psychopathia came up there. And you also had my man Super Sly 75. I'm going to show you this stuff. And even my man Omari said to her as he was giving her pushback, but you said that you was willing to learn from somebody, and the whole time when he tried to give her pushback and said, but you said you're willing to learn from someone who's more educated about these issues than you, then all of a sudden she did the usual Karen. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what you mean. I don't. She tried to play all goofy, and I just don't want to talk about that. Even when she was asked the questions about reparations, she said she didn't want to get into that, and she doesn't believe that black people should get any damn thing. Y'all still want to rock with this, Karen? Huh?
Tell the truth.
Here we go.
Again, did not think through a lot of the repercussions of posting that, so I just removed it.
Yes, you did. You knew that you were going to get in trouble. You said it on the video that I played tonight, that you knew that you would get in trouble for making a statement that you said. So you clearly knew what you were saying, how you were saying it. You knew what you were saying, because you even admitted on the video that I played tonight that you knew it was going to get you in some trouble. So much for just being curious, like Curious George. This is what white folks do when they get caught in their effery. They play dumb.
If you do want to see the full interview, Obsidian did react to it. That's on his channel. The intention was not, I guess,
remember,
to hide it. It was just.
Remember, she didn't take that video down until she got heat a week after, I believe.
You know, this might not have been the best move. I'm just going to remove it now. So again, racism has no place in society, and I do take accountability for bringing him on. Hindsight's always 20/20. I wrote down some of the complaints.
She has had this man on her show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Information Man Show. She has had this man on her show, or she has had conversations with him multiple times. There are videos, I looked through her archives, there are videos where she has a different outfit on, where she's interviewing him. Or either the video's been chopped up in segments where he might have come in and she interviewed him on different things, but it always comes back to race. I want y'all to definitely, man, let me fix something here. I want to put something up here. Make sure you subscribe tonight to the program when you get a chance. I appreciate that. Let's go back.
That people had. So if I look this way, it's just because I made bullet points of everyone's concerns, and I'm just addressing them. Okay. My Africans, that part. So in the heat of the conversation, I made some remarks to my producer, Blessing. Now, Blessing is a godsend. Okay.
Now, let me let you know about her producer, Blessing. Blessing, I think, is from the Caribbean or Africa. Do you know that on our Sending His channel yesterday, he tried to make the claim that there were, because he was asked how many black people have asked you to quit working on her show after this whole thing broke out, as Jason Black exposed the situation. This Negro had the nerve to try to blame black Americans. And we have no definitive data, empirical evidence to show that it was only black people who was asking, meaning black Americans, who was asking him to quit the show, that was putting pressure on him. So he sat up there and did a raccoon dance and a buck dance for her because she's paying his bills, right? So he's trying to keep his livelihood. Anything for Miss Daisy, anything for Karen. This is the guy she's speaking so fondly of.
Okay, Blessing has made the production quality literally phenomenal. He's so talented. And during this conversation, we were talking about immigration, and I said, I'm trying to get my Africans to America. Now, I watched it back, guys. It was so cringy. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I meant my African employees. I just said Africans. The reason is because, like, why wouldn't you just say my employees or whatever to America? The African passport system is just more difficult than the UK one. I didn't know, like, Blessing had to go to the embassy or something to apply to go to America with me next month. We're going to go do some work there.
This is just bibble, babble. Let's move it up a little bit. Just bibble, babble. Unnecessary babble.
The best way to burn.
It was stupid. Okay. Now let's talk about my Africans was the other one. And then, the joke about Blessing being late. So one thing that they cut out from that clip about he's always late. And I said, you were on time today. Oh, Blessing was the one that's late. And it's sort of an inside joke here at Just Pearly Things. Like, Blessing is just, he's phenomenal, but he's a late guy. And every time he comes I've gotten a lot of criticism for, using the Black culture, and then I'm going right and leaving it.
You've been culture voting for a while.
Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that seems to be a big point of contention. My intention was never to be, quote unquote leader in the Black manosphere or the manosphere in general. I really have always just looked at the men as the leader. I mean, they're the thought leaders. Let's just be honest. And me, the only time I have is maybe to help out if we're low on a show. So like the next part. Now this was the part that was probably the dumbest part of the whole interview. This was the stupidest, the dumbest. Oh, this was stupid. So I said that slavery was embellished in the interview. Now that not only is that comment insensitive, it's not accurate. There were things in slavery that were worse than what was shown on TV. What I was referring to, I don't even want to tell you guys what I was trying to say because it wasn't what came out and it doesn't even matter.
I know exactly what you were saying because when you said it, you admitted that you were going to get in trouble. You're going to get raked over the coals for it. Let's hear it.
I'm trying to get my Africans in America. My Africans. Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
They're gonna be in trouble. This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible, so that
boom, a 27-year-old has lived no life, doesn't know what she's talking about, and this is the person that y'all want to follow as a thought leader for relationships, and Negroes on YouTube want to follow her every word. A 27-year-old whose brain has probably only been developed for the last year or two, if even that, and she got caught in a lie from the other video that I played for you. That video right there.
Again,
she lied.
They can control people.
Control. It's about control, right? She lied.
I'm trying to get my Africans in.
Stop it right there. She knew exactly what she was saying. She just got caught, and now she's doing damage control. Hear this one.
I wonder what she would say about being a Karen.
This is Jason
I wonder what she would say.
Message and said, Nick, I can no longer talk to you. We are no longer in the same movement. What you're pushing is dangerous and hateful and anti-Semitic and blah, blah, blah. Never talk to me again. The whole crew blocked me on Twitter, stopped talking to me. And then I got a call from my boss at RSBN a week later, this guy, Joe Seals, and he says, Cassie has been calling me every day for the last 2 weeks, saying that I need to fire you because you're racist and you're an anti-Semite. So not only does she cut off the friendship and blacklist me, but then she starts calling my boss.
She Karen'd you, huh?
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah. Was she white?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the best Karens.
Yeah,
we do Karen it better than anyone else.
That's true. Yeah, that's not sure that's like something to be proud
Wait
of.
for it.
It kind of is though. Actually, I'm actually in a way kind of like pro Karen.
Karens are needed. I'm not saying like sometimes we're in the wrong, but I honestly think like.
Ladies and gentlemen, she says Karens are needed, and we've had black people. What did I say about Emmett Till? How black men particularly have been in situations where we've gotten in trouble because of a white woman lying on us. It's cost our life. You've got these Karens for the last few years that have been messing with people, whether a black man is bird watching, whether black people are barbecuing in Oakland, California. These Karens have been all over the country doing what? Always messing with black people when we're minding our own damn business, always up in our face, always screaming and yelling. She's sitting up there talking about Karens are good for the world, that she likes Karens. Even though Karens have caused black people to be arrested, in some cases could be damn near deleted by the police. They've harassed us in our goings and comings. And she, once again, as you see up there, laughing with a white supremacist. Look at the smile on her face. Just like that smile right there. So, I don't even want to look at that face, to be quite honest. Smiling as she's saying that Karens are needed. Listen to this BS.
Yeah, that's
they're laughing, they're kikiing and he-king and ha-ha and ho-ho. Kikiing and he-king and ha-ha-ha head. It's all funny when it's about us.
I'm sure that's like something to be proud
Wait
of.
for it.
It kind of is though. Actually, I'm actually in a way kind of like pro Karen.
Karens are needed. I'm not saying like
Karens are needed so that they can harass black people. Let's continue.
Sometimes we're in the wrong, but I honestly think like Karens are the ones that do the shit that no one else wants to do.
You hear what she's saying? Karens do the stuff that nobody else wants to do. Like what? Harass black people. And she says that Karens are sometimes in the wrong. They're sometimes in the wrong. What does sometime mean? Does that mean that she also believes that when Karens are out here harassing black people, that's okay? What's up, Last Call? What's up, Yapo? It's good to see you over here. The Just Raw show is in the house. Full Circle's in the house. Where have you been? Earl Owens. It's all comes out in the end. Empress Goddess is in the house. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. All of you, I appreciate you coming over here and supporting the channel tonight. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel tonight. We do this just like this all the time. I usually go live on Sundays, but every now and then I'll do a stream. Usually I do a stream on a Wednesday night, but this will make up for Wednesday night, this stream tonight. I had to do this. I had to go in this way. I appreciate you all for being here, listening to this show, supporting me. Make sure you share this in all your social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, because you know YouTube gonna suppress this. And let you know something right now. The reason why Pearly has blown up, not only because she's getting support from 50% of Americans in this country, and there's black people in that percentage, but because if you look at YouTube, they promote white content creators. They blow white content creators up. She's not where she is because she's just better than everybody. It's because if you're white, you're right, and they'll blow you up. You can look all over YouTube and you got some of the most goofiest white content creators who have tons of views, tons of subscribers, and they're being pushed all through the algorithms.
Tell the truth.
While we get our channels suppressed. Listen to this.
Now, you might have been on the negative end of the Karen stick, right? But they all probably wanted you fired or wanted you blacklisted, right? Karen's just the one that did it.
Yeah, that's right.
So from my point of view, if the guy next door is having this loud party and I'm the one that goes and complains, everyone wanted it to stop.
That's right.
I'm pro Karen.
Whoa. Listen to that BS. I'm pro Karen if everyone wants it to stop. Now, there was something on YouTube this week that was said that was goofy. When she was on a Sinian show yesterday with some of those Negroes that were raccooning over there, there was this thought put out there that Karen is a definition for any woman, not just white women. But no, you're wrong. Because if you look it up, it tells you what a Karen is. You see it right there. It even has a picture of a white woman designating that what a Karen is. Karen is a slang. Karen is a projective term used as a slang for a white woman who perceives as entitled or demanding beyond the scope. Karen is not a definition for black women, but you had Negroes trying to crowbar that in when the definition, when you just look it up, tells you that a Karen is a white woman perceived as entitled or demanding beyond the scope of what is norm. The term is often portrayed in means depicting white women who use their white privilege. Does it remind you of someone right now? Does it remind you of someone you see on the screen there? Using their white privilege to demand their own way. That's what a Karen is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody on YouTube or anywhere give you some BS about, well, you know, Karen, it could be any woman. No, it has been it is being designated as
Tell the truth.
White women, because in the Karens, as you can see her on there talking about how we need more Karens, and I like Karen, that I'm pro Karens, and Karens are the ones that are harming black people. Jason, I'm telling you right now, Jason Black did the right thing exposing the hypocrisy on YouTube, and particularly in black YouTube. And the only reason why most of these Negroes are running around doing their damage control is because Jason Black exposed it. Other than that, if this video had never come out on The Business like it did, it would be business as usual with this Karen. The whole kiki and ha-ha would continue if no one like him was willing to expose it, bring it to the light. I always like to know who your racists are. People who smile at you, who employ you, put you on their podcast and kiki and laugh at you and laugh with you, and you think that they're cool. You know, just because she can get on here with some black women in the UK and talk about black relationships and wax poetically, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean squat diddly. Black folks, we got to wake up. We got to stop being duped. She's duped us because we've allowed it. We are the fault for this. We can, as much as we can try to blame her, no, we got to blame ourselves. Look at ourselves in the mirror and say, why do we fall for this? You got Adam 22 or 21, same thing with him. He's come in and he's making money over there on Jumper, No Jumper, because look at who he's got working behind the scenes and podcasting with him. Grifting off of black culture. Yet even Adam 22 will sit up here with a white supremacist.
Let me go ahead and find something right quick. The fellow who was supposed to be debating Richard, talking about agreeing, the fellow who was supposed to be debating him doesn't really do a whole lot of debating him.
I'm sure you've played this one, not to poke at your pastor.
Listen to what Richard, now look.
You ask people involved in BLM.
Now look, that's Richard Spencer on the left. Jason Black has interviewed him in his documentary to show how these white supremacists work and operate and think. Not to kiki and laugh with him. Now that's Destiny over there with the blue hair. He's supposed to be liberal. He's supposed to be an ally. And he's agreeing with the white supremacists. That's what Jason Black's talking about.
How many unarmed black?
I'm curious. No Jumper, and a lot of y'all Negroes watch No Jumper. You support the No Jumper. You support Adam 21 or 22 or whatever his name is, and then you got black people on the show that support this because the white man is giving them their daily bread. Here we go.
Yes. How many unarmed black men do you think are killed every year by the police?
I'm only going to play a little bit of this.
Billions. Yeah, millions, billions.
I'm just kidding. Like, you have to take a guess. It's unfair. I'm putting on.
Now you see how they're laughing When he asked the question, how many black men do you think are deleted by the police? And they're laughing and kikiing and hee-heeing. That's what I'm talking about.
Relatively
Yeah,
small number, right?
Yeah. It's like people might say like a relatively small number and guess like maybe like 500. It's like 12.
Right.
It's a very small number. But like, think about it this way.
But it's an expression of what.
Now, this is the white dude that Adam brought on allegedly to debate Richard. And yet he comes out sounding more alt-right than Richard. This is the guy that Adam chose. Adam chose this guy. Could have chosen somebody black.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got so
Could have
much more.
chosen an Umar Johnson. Could have chosen somebody who would be actually qualified to do this. He chooses a white fella, and then amazingly enough, what do you know? It's a white dude who's sitting there agreeing with Richard and expressing Richard's talking points.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy that Adam chose to quote unquote debate. But wait a minute now, you notice I haven't skipped forward anything. Notice it keeps going.
They feel. I think we have. It's my
Richard Spencer is going to say something that's insidious right now about black people talking about that we got this fantasy. Check this out.
Not very well be rational, and you can shove statistics down their throat, but it's an expression of how they feel, and it might even be a certain kind of fantasy element to it as well.
Saying that our feelings about what's happening to us in this country is a fantasy. This is Richard Spencer, a known white supremacist on No Jumper. And y'all Negroes be watching this show. Y'all give him lots of support, lots of views, but y'all won't give a brother like me views. You won't give black folks in YouTube that give you the real deal the views. You won't come over here and support and blow our channels up, but you blow up the Adam 21s or 22s, what have you, this white boy with all the tattoos on his body. You'll blow their channels up. And he brings people like this on and kikis and hee-hees with him, just like Pearly. And Pearly's interviewed Adam as well. They're all in a basket together.
In the sense that they do feel out of place and oppressed and not making it or something. It also expresses a certain kind of fantasy of like to make a
there we go with that fantasy word
that
again.
is invisible in a way, visible.
Yeah,
And
that's
to
what I
kind of-
what I was saying before. It feels good to have the patriarchy to fight against, or
Right.
to have cops to fight against, because you get this, because there is a lot of.
Let me say what's up to my main man, Brother Max V World. Y'all check him out as well. Peace to you, Brother Max. Thank you for coming over and giving me support. I had to do this one. Let's continue.
Frustration in general in life. I think that's probably part of life.
It feels good to have the patriarchy or cops to fight against. This is the guy who was supposed to be debating Richard Spencer. I could play Richard Spencer's clips and quotes in here, but I thought it more interesting to play for you all allegedly the guy who was there, quote unquote, to debate Richard Spencer.
Facts. Jason Black is 100% right tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's supposed to be debating against him, but he's making Richard Spencer's point. Then he turns around and says that we sort of enjoy the idea of fighting against the patriarchy of white supremacy or white people and the police. Black people, we actually wake up every day of our lives and we enjoy having to deal with the police. We enjoy having to deal with the system. We didn't ask for it. And this guy right here, Destiny's supposed to be a liberal white boy with the blue hair. He's also been with Pearly as well. He's been on her show as well. All these people running the same circle together, ladies and gentlemen. And what's up to M Music Man 1982? And everybody in the chat room. Let me just stop that right there. I just wanted to give you a little taste of that. Now I want to play all of that. Let me play one more of these videos. Let me see if this is the one I need to play here. Check this out.
Pearlythings thinks of African immigrants versus black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that.
I wonder
if we
too,
get
Jason.
into the immigration discussion. I wonder what she's gonna say.
I wonder too,
if
brother.
you ask her about that.
Let's see. Let's see.
Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
Right. And that's not a conservative position, especially not 50 million people in 10 years.
Right.
Because America's got 300 million. So, you know, what is that? 1/6 of the population in 10 years.
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa, right?
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And
I hire people from Africa. Isn't that a blessing? Isn't that a blessing?
to see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know that that's been an old stereotypical BS that Africans, you know, when this is all code talk. They're really talking about black people. You know why? Because as I said before, I listened to the rest of this. I didn't get a chance to clip it, but Nick Fuentes says that the Africans are more diligent than black Americans. Oh, yes. So they're really talking about us. They're just talking in these white folks, when they get around each other, they really tell you, they really talk to each other and express to each other how they really think. And then when they get around black people and they podcast with us, they act like they really down. They really down with us. Then when they get amongst themselves, whether it be her and Adam 22 or Destiny, who's supposed to be an ally, and now Nick Fuentes and anyone else that she's run with, they all run in these circles where they have this white nationalist ideology to them. But then they'll be like, oh gosh, me, that's my bad. I didn't know what I was thinking. I made a stupid statement. Then when you listen to their videos, they were clear on what they were saying. Clear.
So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain like mindset in order?
Well, if black people had, they're talking about black people here. If we had a certain mindset, hasn't that been the history when it comes to white people that are racist, that are white supremacists, who they always have said that black people, there's something wrong with our brain, right? You saw it in Django Unchained when they had that scene with the skull and they were saying that there was something different about black people's skull. They always try to attack our minds. And when white people get together to think like this, they try to do it in this very subtle way to make it look like they're not trying to be racist or biased towards us, when in fact they are. It's coded language. And she was smiling the whole time talking to this guy. Let's get back to the rest of this.
I told you you were going to get your heart.
There it is, folks. There it is. All right. Now, before I go to the videos that's really going to set it off tonight, there's people out there that say, well, Jason Black never shows himself. Jason Black, do we even know if he's black? Is he real? Is he legitimate? I'm telling you right now, Jason Black is a real black man. He does really exist. He isn't a figment of imagination. He isn't a phantom opera, a phantom of the opera, because I've got the infinitive proof tonight. Now, I know a lot of you out there are going to try to screenshot this and sneak shot it, but I'm only going to put it on my screen for a quick moment. If you want to know who the real Jason Black is, of the Black Channel, I know who he is. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad that he exposed this for what it's worth. But here is Jason Black of the Black Channel. Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all you get.
What Miss Pearly thinks of African immigrants versus black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundational.
Fair use. Thank you.
I wonder what she thinks.
I'm going to stop that right there. Now, as I have made that a clear reality of what's going on here, let me go ahead and show you another video. This was on Obsidian's channel yesterday when I think E Black confronted her on the nonsense. This is where it gets really interesting, and I picked out some very interesting clips for you. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Greetings, Pearl.
Hi.
My
Everybody's
issue
polite.
mainly was I did want an apology, so I do thank you for at least doing that. I do want
This is what I want to say. I know E Black, he has a YouTube channel. I personally, this is just my personal feeling about this. We have to stop thinking white people, when they get caught like this in trouble with their foot in the jar, when they get caught with their racism and their bias and their hypocrisy, we got to stop saying to them, thank you for giving us an apology. We ain't got to thank them for nothing. It's what she should have done, not what we got to thank her for. Keep that in mind.
to talk about the optics of two younger whites continuing white supremacist talking points. And do you really, are you saying sorry because it is backfiring to your audience, or are you just saying sorry because it's the right thing to do?
Fair use because for education.
I want you to understand that you're in the entertainment industry, but it's a unique industry that men are looking for help. They're vulnerable.
E Black, love you, brother, but I got to say this to you personally. Why would black men or any men be looking to a 27-year-old woman of Caucasian background who's never been married, has no kids, she's only 27 years old, hasn't lived any life, and she has a poor frame of reference when it comes to history because she calls Alex Haley some guy who did the roots. Any man that needs this woman to give them help on how to be a man and feel despaired, that's a sad man, and a sad circumstances, brother E Black. Let's continue.
And they're more than likely to repeat certain talking points that you may have.
No man, wait a minute. No man should be repeating her talking points, because her talking points, this is what she's done. All this woman has done is taken the talking points that she's heard from the manosphere. I told you she spent money picking Kevin Samuel's head. She's using men's talking points and repackaged it in her podcast out there in England and reselling to you the shit that you already know. And you didn't allow her to get money off of it, and you've blown her podcast up. I think O'Shea said today on Riz channel that she's got like 88 million views, like bam. Her videos are coming out like out of she's cutting those videos up, repurposing them, because she's got black people, African people working for her like little elves for Santa Claus. Let's get back to it.
I was saying sorry because I regret not preparing better for that, and I regret some of the things I said in that interview.
No, you regret getting busted, because if this had never been exposed by Jason Black, if he had never exposed this, if he had never exposed, that's Jason Black right there. If he had never exposed it, you wouldn't be sorry about nothing, Pearly. You would still be, that video would still be up. It would be business as usual. That's facts, and y'all know it.
Tell the truth.
So you're not sorry because you made a statement about slavery?
No, that's one of the things that I said during that interview. So, sorry, go ahead.
Well, because the issue that, like I said, the optics of two white younger people talking about slavery and Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
to an audience that is open to influential behavior. Do you like I would like an apology about that, because I think that's the point, that because let's be honest, in this world we're trying to eradicate a lot of things, the ills of society. And I just think you're just another case of continuing the white supremacy talking points. It's just I don't think, do you understand that? Or
I'm just what are we? I'm just confused as to what we're disagreeing on. Because I thought we were on the same page. I said I shouldn't have made those remarks, so I'm just confused a little bit.
You said you shouldn't have made it, but do you understand why you shouldn't have? You shouldn't have made it because it messes up the bag and is going to make a lot of black people mad, or are you just saying
I shouldn't have made it because I wasn't qualified and it was incorrect, and I never want to spread misinformation on my show. So
I would like to ask E Black this question, since we're talking about this at this time. I would like to ask the following question. What was your view of Oprah Winfrey?
Is shaking his head after she made those statements, and then Ascenian's going to bring up this goofy Oprah Winfrey, who is a professional interviewer who brought the Ku Klux, I think the Ku Klux Klan was on the show because they were trying to expose them. She interviews people like that and exposes them. And Oprah, Jason Black, and anyone who's interviewed, they're not laughing and kikiing with these people. This woman was kikiing with Nick Fuentes. That's the difference. Get that through your thick head. Man, we got people on YouTube who ain't that intelligent. They're really not that intelligent. All these Negroes spend all their time on YouTube crying and whining about women. It's funny to me. They get up here, treat the white woman like she's gold. And if a black woman had did something on YouTube, y'all be jumping all over her. Y'all wouldn't be polite. Y'all be cutting her off, jumping all over her, calling her all kind of names. White women get caught in her racism, and y'all want to be all polite and be on y'all best black behavior.
I'm what are we? I'm just confused as to what we're disagreeing on. I thought
this is what I had stepped away for a moment. You see, E Black said some very important things to her, and what did she do? She played the "I'm confused," but on the other video that I played you, she sat up there and repeatedly said, "It was stupid what I did. I was wrong. I was this, I was that." And then when he comes up here and says something very poignant to her, she acts like she don't understand what he's saying. "I thought we were on the same page," she says to him. Let's play this again because I had to step away for a minute.
Well, because the issue that, like I said, the optics of two white younger people who talking about slavery and Holocaust to an audience that is open to influential behavior. Do you I would like an apology about that, because I think that's the point, that because let's be honest, in this world we're trying to
it doesn't matter if she gives an apology, because you notice when he's talking, she's going, She's basically saying, "Negro, hurry up and say what you got to say, because I'm just going to tell you that I don't know what you're talking about."
Eradicate a lot of things, the ills of society. And I just think you're just another case of continuing the white supremacy talking points. It's just
very true.
I don't think, do you understand that?
Very true, E Black.
Or
I'm just what are we? I'm just confused as to
boom. You hear that? This is what white people, when they get caught in their racism, they start playing this "I'm confused, I didn't know." But on the other video that I played again, she knew exactly what she was saying because she said it. But all of a sudden she's confused when he says something that's very on point. You see the game?
What we're disagreeing.
If you see what I'm hearing and if you're hearing what I'm hearing, put a 7 in the chat room. The contradiction, the hypocrisy.
Agreeing on? Because I thought we were on the same page. I said
I thought we were on the same page.
Shouldn't have
made those remarks, so I'm just confused a little bit.
I'm just confused.
You said you shouldn't have made it, but do you understand why you shouldn't have? You
Oh,
shouldn't have made it because it.
So she says that I should have not made it, but I'm just confused. She's basically trying to say, you know, she wants to move on from it. Let's just keep it real. She thinks that she's doing them a favor, even coming over to the channel. I'm white and I say so. Kind of attitude. If you understand what I'm saying, you're with what I'm saying. Hit a 7 in the chat room.
It messes up the bag and is going to make a lot of black people mad, or are you just saying
I shouldn't have made it because I wasn't qualified and it was incorrect, and I never want to spread misinformation on my show. So
I would like to ask E Black this question, since we're talking about this at this time.
See, here comes this dumb question.
I would like to ask the following question. What was your view of Oprah Winfrey? In her early days, she got started around circa 1983, 1984 in Chicago. She would frequently have on Klansmen.
Yeah.
Okay. Old school, stomped down.
Right.
You know,
she did. And she exposed them. She wasn't kikiing and laughing with them and meeting with them multiple times on interviews and podcasts, laughing and kikiing with them, Arsenio. Your statement, your question is a disingenuous question because you know that these people like Oprah Winfrey are professional people who are not interviewing to get a kiki and a laugh with these people. It's to expose them. You ain't got no problem. You didn't have Phil Donahue did the same thing. He would have all types of people on his show to expose people. Black people didn't jump all over Phil Donahue for that because we understood that Phil Donahue wasn't bringing Ku Klux Klansmen on his show. Remember Phil Donahue back in the day? He wasn't bringing them on there because he was kikiing and laughing with them. He wanted to expose them. And black people didn't have a problem with Donahue. So don't make it this thing about, oh, see, it's only because she white. Nah, there's been plenty of white folks who have exposed racist people on their TV shows, and black people didn't have a problem with that because why? They weren't kikiing and laughing with them. And black people, for the most part, weren't even messing with this woman until Jason Black exposed her. And he should have exposed her. And I'm glad he did.
On her show. What is your position on Mr. Jason Black? Who put together several documentaries wherein which he met face to face with the likes of a Jared Taylor for the record.
Right. That's true. And that whole documentary was him exposing the racism in white America. And he had a conversation with Jared Taylor to get information on how these white supremacists think and operate. Not to kiki and laugh. You didn't see Jason Black on video kikiing and laughing with him. He wanted us to see how they think and operate. It was a documentary.
I have interviewed Jared Taylor. Would you suggest, sir, that Oprah Winfrey, Jason Black, and yours truly are also promoting white supremacist talking points?
No. BS. I call BS on this. This is BS. 100% BS. No, he's not. He's doing quite the opposite. Once again, this is called doing damage control for Pearly. Just Pearly. This is all this is. Doing damage control for her. Negroes on YouTube making excuses for her behavior. Black people, oh my God, making excuses for her. But you wouldn't make excuses for people that look just like you if we did something that you didn't like. And we see, and like I said, we'll dox each other on these YouTube streets. We do all sort of horrible things towards each other. And we won't have any mercy on one another. But you want to go easy on Pearly. You want to do damage control. You want to curate the interview to make her look clean on the outside. I see what it is. It's hypocrisy. Damn, all the dudes that I know that I grew up with, people I went to college with, dudes that I know They don't be on YouTube and social media crying and whining about women because they're too busy winning with women. It's just the dudes who are not winning, not getting the women that they want. The dudes that's 5 foot tall, 4 foot tall, all that sort of stuff. Dudes who got all type of issues can't get women, so they spend all their time whining about women that they don't want, which doesn't even make sense. Damn, man, y'all grown-ass men continue. It's the year 2023, and we still talking about the same stuff that we was talking about in 2014, 15, 16. Man, y'all material is old. It's like an old album. Get back in the studio and make new material. Your material is getting stale. My God.
Had on David Duke. Are you suggesting that Tommy Sotomayor is also promoting white supremacist talking points?
No, because I think when you talk about Oprah, she's a very skilled social person. She does this for a living. It's a business to her.
No.
My issue, like I said, to all those people, they understand what they're getting into. The issue with Pearl is I don't think she understands what she's getting into and the influence that she may have.
Let's stop that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I tell you this, man. Let's go to the next video clip. This is a good one right here. This is Brother Amari, who really went in on her. I wish I had a clip with Psychopathist. I don't think I had one with him going in, but let's check out a Brother Amari right here.
You know, with your interaction with Nick Fuentes, which speaks to how problematic it was bringing a known white supremacist, white nationalist onto your panel, onto your show, and then addressing the reparations piece. You mentioned how that you acknowledged your advantages as a white woman from a 2-parent household, and how that basically gave you a leg up. But then out the other side of your mouth, you're against reparations. And I think this is what happens, that when we talk about racism, when we talk about white supremacy, something doesn't have to be race-based in order for it to reinforce white supremacy. It can be like what you're displaying by acknowledging how you're very privileged, not because you're only white, but because you're a woman and because you're from a
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, I want you to, if you can, if it's possible, I don't know if you're looking at this on a desktop, you should look at her expression. That's another thing I noticed on this panel. She had this expression on her face, almost this expression like, I just can't wait till these people stop talking to me. Just sort of smug expression. Look at her. She had an expression on her. If you can see that for yourself, she just had a look of like, look, I done already gave you Negroes a video where I took the video down. I told y'all it was a bad idea what I did. Now please get over it. That's the look that she's got while he's talking. Go right ahead again, Amari. Get on her.
2-parent, middle class background, and how those advantages from those 3 different perspectives gives you a leg up over black people in this country who, because of racism, have not been able to experience what we would consider the traditional American dream. And I think this is as I'm sitting here listening to your explanations and the things you're saying, this is what's creating a problem for me, because it's double speak, it's double talk. You mentioned about how men are discriminated against in this society, and again earlier you mentioned how because you're a white woman from a middle class background, how you have a certain level of advantage. And then finally, the only thing I want to say, I have no problem with anybody advocating for men. I do think we do need male advocacy in this country. My problem is from content creators like yourself and Andrew Tate and others, is we want to blame women for the problems of men, when if you want to say that men are being discriminated against, we never talk about who's discriminating against them. It's not women discriminating against men, it's other men. You know what I'm saying? It's men who are driving these larger socioeconomic dynamics that's putting many average men in a rough spot. It's not coming from women, but yet when we see the content from so-called male advocates, they only speak to women, as if it's somehow the responsibility of women to give men some type of purpose or
Tell the truth.
station in life, when a lot of these problems are being spearheaded by men. That, and now just
All right, let's go to the next video. We're getting close to a conclusion, folks. I thank you all for rocking with me. I want to say thank you, everybody that's here in the chat room. I really appreciate you all being here. Everyone that's here. If I see you full circle, William, Wild William 44454, Sister Carlin, 2-star, Sister Tika, Carlin's 2-star. I never can say that name right. Thank you for being over here, sister. I do see you. Oh, we got my man on One Lifestyle. Let me wait a minute now. Let me get this. Let me pull him up. Yeah, that's my man right there. Let's get him up here like that, like so, and let me pull this up right there.
The truth.
All right, this brother right here has a fantastic, this is a brother right here, fantastic gaming channel. Make sure y'all check out Lifestyle, On One Lifestyle, great gaming channel, great brother here. Thank you for coming over, brother. I'm gonna give you a clap. Thank you. And everybody in the chat room, I really appreciate all of you. But now we gotta get to the next video clip that I hope is the one that is needed. Now, let me see. Yeah, this is the one that's needed next. Check this out.
Right there. Would you agree that's what got you your traction doing the rap video covering?
Well, no.
Now, remember she used to do, let me see this here. Remember she used to do rap video where she would critique rap videos. But this is powerful from my man, SUBSCRIBE75. Shout out to him if he's out there tonight. Shout out to you, brother. Because he really put her in a box here. You could tell the question he asked her was very poignant. This is why we as black people have to protect our culture. We can't let anybody just come on in. This woman has little to no understanding of black culture. Look at how he asked her this question, and she basically exposes herself. And he did a masterful job as the way he did this. This is Super Sly 75.
Right there. Let me stop you right there. Would you agree that's what got you your traction doing the rap video covering?
Well, no, because it all depends, right? So I got because I'm not trying to give you I have to give you a nuanced answer.
I know I don't need a long-winded answer. I'm going somewhere with this. So basically, right, roughly 5-6 years ago, you just became immersed in black culture, correct?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You see?
Are you afraid of competition?
Wait a minute. You see, he asked her a very poignant question, and what did she say? I don't know. She doesn't know, but yet she's giving advice to black people. Yes, she's putting black people on her podcast. Yes, she's giving dating advice and getting involved in black issues. And he asked her a very poignant question, and she don't know. So you don't know, but all of a sudden you become the expert on giving us advice on your podcast. Because it was black people who got her podcast rocking in the first place. I find it very interesting. Let's continue.
Content.
Oh, sorry. Am I afraid of competition? No.
Regarding your content, are you afraid of competition?
No.
Oh, okay. If it's just between me and you, would you admit like the content you cover with black folk, you kind of slum it a bit, hanging out with the blacks because it's an easy grift? Yes or no? Would you ever say that?
Super Sly 75 talking.
Would you believe that someone could see that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay, so you don't think your content with black people, with these low level questions and topics, you don't think it's a quick fix, a quick lick?
No.
Okay. Given everything you've heard, you've answered these questions for the last 4 or 5 hours. Do you believe that black folks are extremely forgiving to white people?
I don't know.
So every black man that came before you today, you don't think in the back of your mind, geez, I can pretty much say anything to black people about black people. And as long as I come here and say, I'm sorry, they'll forgive me. Do you believe that at all? Or would you even admit to that?
That certainly was not a thought.
But is it a thought now?
Now that I heard you say it, I thought it when I had to listen to it, but before that, no.
So you're gonna walk away from this not thinking I could pretty much say anything to my black constituents and they'll forgive me, and I can get away with pretty much murder. You won't think that moving forward?
No. I would think, oh my gosh, this is
okay. Final question.
Ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't have an answer for anything that Super Sly is asking her. He's asking her very poignant questions. He's to the point. He ain't playing no games up there with her. He ain't playing this riding Miss Daisy crap. He ain't buck dancing. He ain't raccooning. And you notice how she can't answer nothing. When E Black asked her the question about the white supremacy and the messaging and what she was doing with that interview with him, she tried to play this. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought we were on the same page. I'm confused. Then Super Sly comes up, asks her poignant questions. She ain't got nothing to say. She's confused again. My man Amari, the liberator, he gets up there and asks her some questions. She really ain't got nothing to say, and I'm going to play you something else that he said to her in a moment. Let's play this out, ladies and gentlemen.
One question to get up out of here. So will you continue to do content featuring black people, solely black people?
It will be a mix of people. Anyone that wants to come on the show, reach out to my recruiters.
I hear you saying that, but the majority of the people that come to you are black people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, because you made a point about pivoting, because I personally want you to pivot away to show everybody how foolish they are. But I don't think you will do it because the money is too easy to hang with black folks. Mm-hmm. They're going to put you on a pedestal.
Right.
Yes or no?
What did I just tell you all, ladies and gentlemen? In our country, white women have been pedestalized. We've been culturally conditioned to see white as right, even when it comes to beauty standards. Blue eyes, blonde hair. Those are the beauty standards that were put out there when we were growing up as kids. All the makeup and cosmetics were originally designed for white women in mind. All the beauty magazines had white women on there. It wasn't until many years that they first put a black model on there, a Beverly Johnson, for example. Everything in this world, historically, it was white men that put his woman on a pedestal. And psychologically, black people, some of us, not all of us, we still fall to that cultural conditioning. And that's why on that panel, some of those Negroes were acting like butlers, acting like Stephen and Django Unchained. Not all of them, because certainly Sly went at him. E Black asked her a tough question. Amari asked her a tough question. I particularly picked out those clips because I wanted to show you how she was trying to play dumb. Let's continue.
That they put me on a pedestal? No.
So you don't believe these people put you on a pedestal?
I would say if they did, they would not have been videos made about me the last 5 days.
That's a nothing burger. That's a nothing burger.
Maybe to you, but it actually affected me a lot. So maybe to you it's nothing, but
it hasn't.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, it has not affected her. It might have affected her emotionally because she's getting all this pushback. So emotionally, she's probably a little deterred, maybe, but it hasn't affected her channel. She's not losing subscribers. She's still getting great views on videos. It might be affecting her because she got busted. That's why she's not happy, because she got exposed by Jason Black of the Black Channel. And in Jason Black exposing this, he also exposed some of the buck dancers that we have on YouTube. We got a lot of them. I want to say this again. Jason Black actually exposed some of our raccoons on YouTube. It's almost like, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to bed, let's say you live in a dirty house and you got roaches, but you don't see the roaches during the day, but you see the roaches at night. and you go to the kitchen for a late night snack. You open the door, you look down, and there's roaches all over the place. The roaches are coming on out of the woodworks. And when you turn the light on, matter of fact, when you turn that kitchen light on, or that light in the refrigerator, the roaches are running all over the place hiding. That's what Jason Black did when he exposed this. Now all the black folks who are taken up for this nonsense, they're all running around trying to explain themselves, making excuses, trying to justify by jumping out the window and bringing up Oprah Winfrey and other celebrities or people who that's their job to interview people. That's their job to interview people, but their job is not to kiki and ha-ha with people and sit up there and say that black people mythologize our history in slavery, that we make up stories, that we don't have a great work ethic, that those interviewers are not laughing about Karens and saying, well, you know, I like Karens and Karens are good for us to have, even though Karens are the ones that are doing what? Harassing black people. But I'm glad this came out because it exposes the weak and rises the cream to the top, and it exposes people who you think are about something, and it shows you what they really all are about. Half of this shit on YouTube is just people trying to get a bag. That's why people get into the narratives about whether it be issues around black female relationships with black men and the whole back and forth, because there's people on YouTube who are monetizing it. They're getting money off of it. Like I said before, if they really want a solution, they don't want a solution, because if you create a solution to the problems, now you can't make money off a problem that doesn't exist because you found a solution to it. So the goal is to keep this thing going, milk that cow until the cow come home, make money, and keep these narratives and these agendas going to enrich certain people's pockets on YouTube. Because some people need YouTube to make money. YouTube doesn't pay my bills. I have a professional job. But some Negroes are on YouTube 24/7 because this is how they eat, which is kind of goofy to me, because you should never rely on YouTube, because YouTube could go away tomorrow. Anything could happen and you look stupid. Let's continue.
To me a lot.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Oh, my final thing. The buff dude, the guy that dances for gay men, or the gay stripper. What is your issue?
Yeah, Suicide got involved with this.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were going at each other.
Would you call me? I'm the buff gay dude.
Well, don't you dance for men?
No, I'm an entertainer. I
no,
dance.
nigga, but don't you dance for men? Yes or no?
No, I dance.
I don't even know why would anybody want to hear from you. You dance for men.
We can get into it.
Tell the truth.
That was a whole nother subject, ladies and gentlemen, that was going on there when Super Slide went into that with that cat there. But we got the Faith Factor, who just gave me a beautiful super chat. And let me put this up here and say Faith Factor gave me a $10 super chat. The Faith Factor says they also defended her when it came out that Pearly thing. Me too, that black. Yeah, she me too'd. Yeah, it's true. She also me too'd a black man. Yeah, it's true. She me too'd someone, and y'all supporting that. If that was a black woman who me too'd a black man and lied about it or something, y'all would be all over YouTube exposing that black woman for doing that to a black man. White woman like Pearly does it. She gets away with it. You give her the red carpet treatment. Can I help you, Miss Daisy? Maybe Miss Daisy, maybe this Karen's going to help my YouTube channel. Maybe she's going to tell people about my channel and I'm going to get buzz over here. Ooh, she's going to get my views up. She's going to get my subscribership up. How about black YouTube? Why don't black YouTube help black people on YouTube? Why don't we get our subscriber count up in black YouTube? Why don't we view each other's videos? Why don't we share each other's videos? Why don't black YouTube help black YouTube instead of helping this woman? She's got another thing that she did. She lied on this panel talking about, well, they asked her about her daddy and his connections and his money. And she tried to play this role like, my daddy only gave me $1,000 so I can get some mics. No, it ain't. I got an exclusive audio from O'Shea Duke Jackson tonight when he was on Rid's channel today. Shout out to Rid Supreme, where he breaks down how she got her start. Her daddy did, she came from money. All that fancy stuff she got, that came from money. And I'm going to say this again. YouTube promotes. When y'all sit up here and start talking about, well, she's got a great channel because she's working harder than anybody in Black YouTube. That's a lie. YouTube, and I know this for a fact because I've been on YouTube for a while. YouTube is biased as a platform. They promote a lot of these white content creators and they boost them. Just like Jason Black said, they boost them through the algorithms. They push their channels above all of our channels. They push their content. They prioritize their content. That's why every time you get on YouTube, you'll get somebody that's coming to you that you don't even watch and you're not interested in their content, but you keep getting their algorithms coming your way. And you're saying, why do I keep getting their videos when I keep telling YouTube I don't want these videos? Because you know, when you use your hand device and you click the 3 bezel buttons, it does give you the option to say you're not interested in this content. You don't want this content. And it just keeps coming back to you because YouTube is bankrolling and promoting a lot of these white content creators and pushing them through the algorithms. And then they tell me and you, and they have people on YouTube telling you how to build a YouTube channel. But the one thing that they don't tell you, that I'm going to tell you, is that they forget to tell you that YouTube also favors certain people and will boost certain people's channels while you following all the damn formula to build your channel. You saying, I'm still not getting nowhere because you're not getting a boost like they get a boost. Faye Factor, I'm going to give you some super chat music for that. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Might crash, might, but first I tell them run it out of 10, rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
Tell the truth.
I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down, that check.
I thank you all for being here.
Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down, that check. No drip, this. Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Tell the truth.
Thank you. Let me also say this too. We're getting close to conclusion. I got some more juicy stuff for you. You ain't seen nothing yet. Brother Phil, the Advice Show. I got to contact him because he left me some. Phil, if you're listening tonight, wherever you are, I know you just came back into the States. I'll be contacting you very soon, brother. Because you left me some contact information. I want to say thank you to brother, to the Mangalis who gave me a super chat. This brother right here, Mingo. I don't know if I'm saying your name correct, but I don't want to be disrespectful, but you gave me a beautiful super chat. I'm trying to find, and Real Aaron Collins gave me a super chat as well. But brother Mangolin, MINGOISM, gave me a $5 super chat saying white mayonnaise. All right, brother, I thank you. Let's see here. Barbs, what's going on? A lot of the commercials advertising is non-black products and services. Wow. She just gave us an insight here. She says a lot of the commercial advertising is non-black products and services. That's true. Even the commercials that I get, just so you know, we don't control. I know at least on YouTube, we don't control the commercials that we get. It's just simply the advertisers that put them on there, if you're wondering about that. But I hear what you're saying about Pearly. She ain't promoting black products over there. They're still pushing the white product. What's going on? Cartel is in the house. What's going on, brother? Thank you. YouTube ain't. Yeah, we know that it ain't black. We know that. But we know that everybody will come over here. Look, I was a member of Black Junction TV. That was run by a black man and nobody supported it. And now Black Junction TV is gone. And at one time, Youssef, who owned it, I know the brother, he wanted to add live streaming, but he couldn't get live streaming because he needed more support. And I'm sorry, we don't support our own. We'll support a Pearly, a Just Pearly, and enrich her, give her millions of subscribers and thousands of subscribers, but we don't support our own people. And that's a shame.
Tell the truth.
I'm not saying I'm not indicting everybody in the chat room or people listening. I'm just saying in general, we don't support our people like we should. We don't. What's going on, Peggy Ralston? Thank you for being here. Let me see. There was another sister that came in here and I want to acknowledge. We got Star. Sister Star here says, been saying this. She literally cashing in off of black people using Kevin Samuels' talking points. You're right.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. You are 100% right, sister. That's what she's been doing. But this is the big but. I have to blame us. Yes, she could never do it without the assistance of black people making it possible. Oh, yes, I must be honest about that. We have no one to blame. What's going on, Mike B? And Yapo and Mike B and Don M, Jill's Chocolate Boutique and Full Circle. Good to see you, brother. Just Alicia, Empress Goddess, everybody that's come over tonight. I appreciate it, but I'm not finished. We're gonna leave this stream with a blast. We got Monica in the house. We're going to leave it with a blast, everybody, because I got more good stuff for you. You're going to leave this stream tonight saying, wow, info really put it out there. Don M3, FDMG, Boogeyman. I'm still fighting Umar in court and nobody wants to cover it, but they think Pearly is important. Brother, I don't know your stories. Send me an email. Maybe I can bring you on the channel. We can talk about it. I don't know your story. If I know a story, then I'll talk about it. But what you should do is send me an email. You can find my email in the About section of this channel. And if your situation is legitimate, maybe we can get you on the channel and we can talk about that. Let's move on with the program. I want to thank everybody that's here. Nubian is in the house. Narratives and dialogue has come in. Let me see what you're saying here. The problem is, Information Man Show, is that many of the brothers have talent, but they're not using it together, especially tech dudes. Right, but we got to get out of this notion that people like Pearly are just outworking us. We can do it. I just think that if black people on YouTube create networks and work together, we could all share in success together. But we have a self-hate and kind mentality, which is why if a black man or a black woman did what she did and got caught like that, we would be raking them over the coals just the same. And when they get on a panel for a discussion, we would be all over them like butter on rice. The white woman does the same thing. We make excuses and we want to be all apologetic and make excuses for her. And I was always told, narratives and dialogue, I'm about to say something that you, and mainly you, are going to understand, brother. You remember this saying that we used to say, excuses are tools of the incompetent, and those who use them seldom succeed. We make too many excuses on black YouTube, on YouTube in general, especially in the case of this Pearly woman, this Karen. Let's get back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back because we're almost finished here. Let's get back to the next clip here. Here we go.
Dynamics that's putting many average men in a rough spot. It's not coming from women, but yet when we see the content from so-called male advocates, they only speak to women as if it's somehow the responsibility of women to give men some type of purpose or station in life, when a lot of these problems are being spearheaded by men. And I'll just end it with that.
Pearl, your response. Go right ahead.
I don't really feel like going back and forth on.
You see this? He makes really good. This is brother, the Liberator, Amari. He made good points in another video that I showed you where he talks about her hypocrisy. He brings up another issue, and once again, she says, I don't feel like talking about this. I don't feel. If that was a black woman that said that, they'd be all over her. You know why I know this to be true? Because I've seen this with my own eyes on YouTube. When brothers are not happy with what a black woman has said out of her mouth, and if that black woman doesn't want to talk or say what they want that black woman to say, then they'll be all over her. But we're so polite with the white woman that comes up here who's been caught in her effery, and it's documented. Let's continue.
Men versus women topic. I could, that's just gonna be a long conversation, but I was asked my opinion on reparations.
Here we go.
I don't really feel like going in depth about it.
Once again, I don't feel like talking about this. I don't feel like talking about that. I'm just not going to tell y'all how I feel. Y'all not going to get any answers out of me. I'm not going to talk about it. You know why? Because she has made it very clear that she is not a supporter of the reparations movement. She's got Africans working hard for her. She's going to play naive like she doesn't know the things that happen to black people. Well, she already told us. Well, maybe she doesn't support reparations because she's already made it clear that black people simply exaggerate our history. Maybe that's why she doesn't support reparations, because she thinks it's all exaggerated. Interesting. And y'all want to rock with her. And I've already made it clear on my channel, any Negro who ain't a supporter of reparations can get the hell out of here. And yet, if the United States government was going to give us reparations like tomorrow, these same black folks that would agree with what she just said will be the first ones in line putting their hands out saying, what about my check? But wait a minute, you said you didn't believe in reparations. You agree with Justpearly. This is interesting.
I've had certain advantages in life.
So now this is more double speak, because that's not what you said in the video that Obsidian just played. You said that you would be willing to have a back and forth with someone who was well informed enough to educate you properly on these issues. That's what I thought I heard.
But I thought it was about, like, we weren't talking about men and women today.
See, she's not even reeling. Look, she wants to flip it to, I don't feel like talking about the women and man dynamic conversation. But even when Amari asked her about what he's basically trying to say in terms of her behavior on those videos, she still didn't want to deal with what the brother was asking. Still didn't want to deal with it. Let's hear this again. Let's hear this.
That wasn't the topic of the stream. But as for reparations, I just don't agree with them, but it's really not the hill I'm going to die on. So that's just my personal opinion.
All right, we're going to move on.
So she doesn't want to. So we already know she doesn't support the reparations, which I'm not surprised. We already know that she is pro Karen, and she thinks there needs to be more Karens in the world that will ultimately harass black people. She thinks we lie about our history. She has had not one, but many other interviews or many other sit downs with Nick Fuentes, the white supremacist. And she runs in circles with people like Adam 22, allegedly, and those individuals over there who also traffic in that nonsense, which I played a video for you tonight. the way they were talking cheesy about us and laughing and kikiing. And you got black people that are working on his program behind the scenes and supporting him. This is the one that takes the cake. You had, I hate to do this because I don't like divide and conquer, but I'm going to be honest with you. Black people in America, whether we call ourselves FBA or ADOS, we're different than other black people in the world. We just have a different mindset, a different way we look at the world. We look at racism. We have a different experience. We're all black, but we don't all have the same culture and the same experiences. There's a dude on here you're going to hear. I saved this one for y'all. Who's asked, he gets into the question of reparations, which nobody was even really talking about reparations at the time. And he's poo-hooing reparations. And he ain't even from our lineage. It's like, dude, you're from the Caribbean, you're from the island. Worry about CARECOM. You got CARECOM over there working with your reparations issues, but now you want to step into our issue and ask the questions. You don't understand the reparations issues and why we're... Man, it was a lot of raccooning and buck dancing on this panel. Check this out. This is the type of nonsense.
I was really shocked when I saw the video, not because I thought it was like...
And they're lucky I wasn't on this panel because I would have turned this mother out. I was sitting would have had to drop me off because I would have been adamant.
Controversial because I thought it was a reach. I'm Caribbean, by the way. So I live in Barbados.
Oh, here we go.
In a 97% black country.
Okay.
And we made that joke, those kind of jokes here. In terms of reparations,
correct me if I'm wrong, but Grandmaster Flash is originally from Barbados.
Grandmaster Flash ain't got nothing to do with this.
Wait, say that again.
Grandmaster Flash is originally from Barbados. Am I correct?
So what? He ain't got nothing to do with this.
He young. I'm saying, I doubt he know.
So it's an age thing here. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, but in terms of reparations,
listen to this. Listen to this raccoon.
Because we are very in touch with our culture and slavery history and everything like that, and we never add reparations in that sense. Like some people might want it, but I think it becomes very convoluted in the sense of how will you achieve it? How would you determine who is entitled with reparations, who can claim? Because there are some people who are mixed, who are half white, half black. There are people who are children of slave owners.
Oh God! Listen to this nonsense.
Entitled to reparations versus who should be paying reparations is a very.
First of all, you just admitted that you're from the Caribbean. You're from Barbados, so you're not American. Don't worry about our plight. What we're doing. We're already doing our thing over here in America to get our plight. I'm not involved in telling you how to get your reparations from Great Britain. The Caribbean has CARECOM, look it up, which is fighting for their plight. Why does other black people in the diaspora, like this brother here, why are they always telling black Americans about our reparations plight and trying to tell us they don't understand why we want it and we're demanding it? And what this got to do with the fact that Pearly got exposed, and now he's talking about reparations and how he don't understand it. He didn't give her no pushback. He was raccooning, buck dancing. I'm sorry. Black people in America, we are different. I don't want to be a divider, but I see this too much from our Caribbean African brothers when it comes to the issues that black people are fighting for over here. And they get the buck dancing so much. Listen to this.
For me, ticklish subject. It doesn't. It's really about the implementation, and then that's when it falls flat on its face.
Oh, be quiet. Be quiet.
In terms of the whole African time, the Caribbean is the most relaxed place you will ever be. People go to work chilled. So that is an inside joke. I guess saying it outside might be offensive, but I feel like comedians, if I was a black comedian and I made that joke, people would laugh. So if I can make you laugh by saying something, I think that it is just because she's white. And I think that's the point that I can't agree with, because if it's just...
That's a lie, because black people dox each other and fight each other on YouTube all the time. And if when black people are on panels, we see it all the time on YouTube, where black people are on panels and we'll be fighting against each other, arguing with each other, and cuss each other out and have no problem. Nobody was messing with Pearly, just Pearly, prior to Jason Black exposing her. Now everybody's running around, taking sides and making excuses for what she got herself into, and saying, well, it's because she's white. Yeah, because she's white and she's using black people. She's engaging in this kind of behavior and these type of thought processes, while at the same time, she's got black people on her podcast. She's so-called employing black people, which shows she has no respect for the black people that she has on the podcast and that works for her, because she's keying about our history. Yet 50% of her viewership or her subscribership comes from America, and a good portion of that is black people. And I've seen black content creators say goofy things and people make videos about them and expose them for what they are too. Come on now. See, this is all about protecting this woman from the effery that she engaged in that's documented on video.
Because she's white, then it really isn't a problem with the actual statement, but with the fact that she's not qualified by her intrinsic characteristics to actually say. And I think that's stupid.
It's stupid. Okay.
Sorry, I don't agree with it. I think maybe it's because I live in a country where we have a whole bunch of black people here, and we don't actually see race the exact same way.
Okay. Then if you understand that dynamic, then shut up and stop putting your 2 cents into black people in America's business. Talking about our reparations. Let's continue. You can see my man E Black. He can't stand what he's hearing.
Class thing. Yeah, so I can't really agree with the reparation thing, and I don't really think it was as offensive as people making it out to see it. I thought it was a stretch, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. I don't think everybody holds that as that opinion, but I think it's an actual.
All right. I've had enough of listening to the buck dancing Caribbean raccoon. And then y'all wonder why it's important for black people in America to distinguish our lineage. You notice when he got up there, he didn't say, I'm black. The first thing that he let everybody know is that he comes from an island called Barbados. I can't say this shit. I'm tired tonight. Excuse me. He emphasized his Caribbean citizenship. He emphasized how people in his country go to work, they're laid back and chill. Yeah, you're on an island. I get it. He emphasized his culture. Black people, we emphasize our culture. We're being told you're being divisive. You're trying to split from black people. We're all one big giant. No, we're not. We're not one big giant black person. We are different black people in different parts of the world with different cultural. We might have similar DNA. We might all have a source where we came from in the continent of Africa. There's some that believe that we are already here on this continent or this place called North America, South America, America. But the point of the matter is, he had no problem with displaying and emphasizing his culture. He didn't just say, I'm a black man. He had to emphasize the Caribbean culture, which he had every right to do, but he had no right butting in on our reparations situation. It ain't got nothing to do with you, dude. Nothing to do with you. I'm so sick of this. Let me hit you. Now it's time for me to hit you with my man, Brother Phil. Y'all all know him. He's Phil the Advice Show. He's changed up. He's been over in Africa. He's got a channel that's exclusively does shows about Africa, but he also does his podcast. He still does his shows about news and what's happening. Look at what he had to say, and he gives you some insight into this woman as well. Let's give him a clap. And here we go.
follow a girl, and I'm gonna say a girl at that, was 25, 26.
For education purposes and criticism.
You find a little girl who haven't struggled in her life for nothing.
Right.
Come from money.
Facts.
Admitted she had a full scholarship for volleyball.
Facts again.
From the Midwest. No, good and well, if that girl was black.
True.
You wouldn't even listen to her not 2 seconds. That girl is the most basic of the basic. She sat here and admitted what she was.
He made a very good point. He said if she was black, nobody would be listening to her if she was a black female. That's a very good point. It's a sad point, but it's a truthful point. Let me play that back just a little bit.
From the Midwest. No, good and well, if that girl was black, you wouldn't even listen to her not 2 seconds.
Facts.
That girl is the most basic of the basic. She sat here and admitted what she was on. First, what she did is she paid, she admitted, $1,000 to Kevin Samuels for 1 hour of his time to pick his brain. Then she went to lead attorney, Mio tutorials, mentor, everybody trying to get consultations from her. So she can colonize. That's what they do.
Subscribe to Sugar Love, please.
And pick their brains because, see, originally what she tried to do is go into the white manosphere. And the white manosphere say, man, if you don't get your behind out of here, we didn't create this manosphere for you.
Hit the lights.
You're the reason why we got this manosphere over here. But no.
Did y'all just hear that? Wait a minute now. I'm not playing with you tonight. Did y'all just hear what Phil just said? That is just what I said. He knows this. He's a big time content creator. He knows what's going on behind these scenes. He said that she tried to go to the white manosphere first, and they said, get away from here, because they weren't going to tolerate a woman giving them talking points. But everybody knows that black people, we'll open up our arms, let you into our bosoms. If you show that you down, we'll bring you right on in. You know the old saying, if you're black, get back. If you're brown, stick around. If you're white, you're right.
Tell the truth.
You know these stereotypical sayings that we have chiseled into our self-conscious and unconscious psychosis of our mind. Let's continue with the truth.
Oh, no. Let some old silly black men, and the bad part about some of you black men is that you're older. You should be much wiser than that at this stage of the game. How many times people like her have came in on your job and got you fired? How many people that came in, how many people like her is giving you hell right now in a lot of things on career or whatever else case may be? How many times?
It's happened lots of times.
I'm not really on her, I'm on y'all. Because a lot of problems in our community, whatever the case may be, a lot of it is us. It is us.
Tell the truth.
Yes, I talk about demanding women and all of that stuff, and that's great. But I will get in at you brothers. And I'm disappointed in a lot of you brothers that still defending that chick. She had a whole white supremacist. Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist. This chick sit up here and said slavery wasn't that bad. Listen, I don't care what you like about her. I take the position of the Jewish community. What I mean by that? In the Jewish community, they cool with you until you say something about the Holocaust they don't like, or you say something they don't like.
That's facts, ladies and gentlemen. He's making good facts here. See why black people on YouTube that support this woman still, we forget one important thing. If you ever say anything about, if I sit up here on this YouTube channel, any of you, and say disparaging things about the Jewish community, I will be off of YouTube so fast, the wind would blow past my hair. It would pass you. You wouldn't even know I even existed anymore. You'd be, what happened to Info Man? I thought he had a channel, but what happened? When you insult Jewish people culturally, they'll get rid of you. You saw what they did to Nick Cannon, made him apologize, got rid of his podcast. Jewish people won't tolerate you insulting them. So why should we as black people tolerate anybody insulting us? and then turn around and make excuses for them insulting our culture. When Jewish people say never, never again, they will get rid of you. If any of us were to get up here and make statements that they didn't like, our YouTube channels would be gone. If you were in mainstream media, they get rid of you just like that. But black people, we allow ourselves to be crapped on. We tolerate this, and we're too forgiving to a fault. That's been one of our biggest problems. That's how people infiltrate our communities. That's why we got people from other groups, Asians that can move into our communities, sell us soul food. Asian people, other groups of people who ain't even black are selling us soul food, and we'll go into their soul food restaurants and gladly give them our money. Black women, you go out there and go to these Asian-run hair salons or nail places where they'll treat you poorly, and you go back and patronize that business even after they mistreat you. We got a serious problem. I'm talking in general here. Let's get back to this.
Like at all, they don't care what kind of money they got with you. They don't care about if they liked you or not. The moment you cross the Jewish community, you're done.
Facts.
Let's go back to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon said something the Jewish community didn't like. They didn't care about wilding out, all that money he making for wilding out. They say, no, Nick, you're done. Nick had to go on an apology tour. But a lot of you black men, you looking for a hero. Now this is my issue, and I said this before. You have black women that's actually speaking up for you. That's what I don't understand. I'm gonna mention 4 women that I'll say that I see speak up for brothers.
I see you,
relentlessly.
Brother Von Bryant. Thank you.
Y'all always complaining about Cynthia G and all these others.
Good to see you, brother.
But why aren't you uplifting Chantel Simone? Why are you uplifting her, give her 1 million subscribers? Why aren't you going over there to the Crimson Cure, giving her 1 million subscribers, giving her super chats? Number 3, why aren't you supporting Danica Marie? She's talking about brothers all the time, defending the brothers. Shay Sade, another one, defending the brothers relentlessly. And Shay Sade, Danica Marie are married women. You talk about women need to be married and single women and all that. Those women are married. Crimson Cure, her husband passed away, so she's a widow. The only person not married out the bunch, I think, is Chantel Simone. I don't know her full situation. I just know she's not married.
Sugar Love,
but those women go in the paint for brothers. And you brothers rather go over there with some bottom of the barrel Midwest Miss Ann, go support her behind fully. Y'all gonna sit up there. Listen, this girl is so bad. She let that colonizer out of her with that interview. She said, my Africans. Your Africans? What is that about? Your Africans. Yeah, I wish immigration let my Africans in. So now you just straight owning Africans now? I thought they work with you. Listen, I got people that work with me in the African continent in many countries. And my motto, even black Americans work with me too, okay? And what I say about people, I say, you work with me. I don't call nobody my anything.
Tell the truth.
All right there, everybody. I think Phil, we used to call him Phil the Advice Show. He's got many channels, podcast channels. Brother's doing the damn thing. When he did this video that I clipped, and I want to say peace to him, and that's fair use for educational purposes, criticism, news, and things of that nature. When he did this video, ladies and gentlemen, he had admitted that he had just gotten back from the continent of Africa where he's been working there. He has productions there. And he got back into the States and he heard about this situation and he exposed a few things. Now, I want to say I appreciate everybody that's come over here tonight. Now, let me remind you of something when he talks about what the Jewish community does to us. Have we forgotten what happened to Kyrie Irving? Judah Queen. Good to see you, Judah Queen. And thank you, Sugar Love. Sugar Love has really been a big supporter of the channel. I went over to her channel one night and she was telling everybody to subscribe to my channel. So definitely check out Sugar Love's channel as well, and everyone's channel in the chat room. Make sure you write people's names down, give support. Brother Yalpo, as you know, he's a great author. He writes books. Follow Brother Yalpo on Twitter, and you can get his books. His books are on Amazon. Yalpo, drop any links that you want because you are a mod in the channel. You can drop any of your links related to your books or any of the projects that you're involved in. Now, this is very important. Have we forgotten Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving was made to pay $25,000 fine. He was made to show his understanding of the Jewish community. He had to go to a rabbi. He was suspended from playing basketball. They made this man do everything. They would not let him buck the system. All because he looked at a video call from Negroes to Hebrews, and he posted it on his Twitter, which Amazon is owned by Bezos. Bezos making money off of a video that's being promoted and sold on Amazon. Didn't nobody ask Bezos to show his commitment to the Jewish community? Didn't nobody say that Bezos is anti-Semitic? Didn't nobody hold Bezos to a big fine? You see how we are? You see how the Jewish community get down? Because they didn't like Kyrie Irving and what he said in the press conferences, they made him stop playing basketball. They humbled him and made him apologize and gave him a list of demands of what he had to do to show his nutrition towards the Jewish community. And we're sitting up here criticizing black folks.
Tell the truth.
Who are criticizing, who are saying that are coming out and criticizing Pearly for her hypocrisy. And we got black folks on YouTube sitting up here making excuses for this woman. But did the Jewish community make excuses for Kyrie Irving when we all admitted that all this man did is say that he looked at the video? All he did is say that I'm a Hebrew, that he's connecting with his culture, well, who he thinks he is and where he comes from. And he got raked over the coals for that because they considered the video anti-Semitic. So they raked him over the coals. A basketball player. You all remember this. This was all over YouTube. This was the buzz all over YouTube at one point in time. And you had certainly black people on YouTube who thought Kyrie Irving was wrong and thought he was right. I get it. But what I'm showing you is that Jewish people don't play when they feel that you've insulted their culture, their history, and their background. They don't play. And nobody tells them they shouldn't feel a way they feel, but only black people are told how we should feel when someone insults us. And then to make it even more goofy, you got to laugh to keep from crying. You'll even have black people that look like you, who will take the side of the enemy and make excuses for them. Like I said before, excuses are tools of the incompetent, and those that use them seldom succeed, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last thing I'm going to play tonight. O'Shea Duke Jackson, I'm pretty sure you've been watching this video tonight. There's some that blame O'Shea sitting in. There's some that blame certain people that they see as gatekeepers for bringing mediocre tutorials. I think Phil said that. There's certain gatekeepers of the manosphere that people blame for bringing this woman into the fold of the black manosphere. If that's what that's people's opinions. There's certainly people who don't agree with that. There's people who have that opinion, have that feeling about it. But O'Shea called in on Red Supreme's program today, and he revealed a couple of things that maybe you may know or may not know. He was very candid today. I've got the audio, and I want to play this for you. And I want to say shout out to Red Supreme, who had this exclusive conversation with him on phone audio on his show today, earlier today. I'm going to go ahead and play some of this for you. This will be the conclusion of the show.
Pearly thing. Okay, so now let's talk about that, right? Just Pearly Things was trying to get into the black sector for a while. Like, nigga, for a minute, right? So she had hit me up in 2021. I even see the emails. I'll share them with you. I'll share them with you if you want me to send it to you. You know what I'm saying? So she came in like, yo, she's trying to do like reaction videos, anything with the black shit she's trying to really be on. So she went to Fresh and Fit podcast in Miami. Now, here's what she did. Now, y'all niggas who don't know the business gonna say, I gave her the same platform jump. That's why you stupid nigga and you live with your mama. Let me tell you what happened, dumb nigga. Because you niggas is real dumb, nigga. Like, I won't talk about this shit on my channel, but most of you niggas that's talking like that, your IQ is at least 60 or below, nigga. Because can't nobody put you on to no 500,000 subscribers. You a motherfucking lie, all right? Let me tell you exactly what she did. She went to
O'Shea says, let me just say this to you. As O'Shea says that nobody can put you on the 500,000 subs that she got. Remember I told you all that YouTube likes to promote white content creators. They are biased towards the white content. All you got to do is look at YouTube's where it has their live play, their #1 ranked live streams. You'll see all types of white supremacists or white nationalist type folks who have shows all over YouTube, lots of views and being promoted. That's another aspect that needs to be added to this, that she was going to be favored over any of us anyway within YouTube and their upper branches. Let's continue. This will be it.
She was debating and getting the best on Myron on Fresh and Fit. Then she tagged Fresh and Fit on a response to video. All right? So she started getting some traction. Now, here's what she did. She's also smart. This motherfucker got on TikTok because she never was really popping by herself, right? She got on TikTok, had like 4 TikTok accounts, and that's when, you know what I'm saying, on TikTok, like if you even look at these dudes called what's these the dudes in London, they got a podcast, man. Shit, I forgot these dudes, but they have like 600,000 subscribers. They have like almost like 10,000 Patreons. They blew up on TikTok. So right now, getting on TikTok at the time can really push you on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, look at this. Most of these niggas in the business don't know how the business works, Red. So if you have a podcast, there's a few things you need to run what she's running. You need a Black Magic 18 mini switcher. Oh, 16 gig podcast. Let me go ahead on and show y'all how they did it. I'm going to drop the link there.
Okay.
So she had
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So, and she ain't got just a man. This motherfucker got a mixer that's like 16 channels. Hold on. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So she got a big zoom, and it's like a 16. So you can put 16 mics there, right? 16 mics. On like when I do my podcast, I got a Rodecaster Pro. So you know what I'm saying? That's like 4 outlets. But in the same thing with Fresh and Fit, they got a 16-channel zoom, and then they got a motherfucking sound.
Let me just tell you what that is because I do podcasting as well. There's the Rogue there's the Rogue Podcasting Pro, which has 4 outlets to connect microphones and things of that nature, right? The 16 Zoom allows you to connect 16 microphones and get that thing processing the sound and get everybody's mics IQ'd up and what have you. That machine, that Zoom machine, that costs money. She said on our Citizens channel the other day, she made it look like her father gave her $1,000 just to buy a couple of mics and some basic stuff. No, she's making money. And even when she was asked about money on a Citizens channel, the other day, about how much money she was making, you could tell she didn't want to tell people her financial business. Now that is her business, but then she turned around and said, well, you know, I'm a woman and we spend money. She was leaning on that. Let's continue because O'Shea is telling you how the business works. A lot of people that are not content creators, you don't sometimes know the things that we do behind the scenes, the equipment that we have to buy, the expenses that we have to buy, and the taxes that we have to pay from whatever we're earning on the YouTube streets. and all the inner workings that goes on behind the scenes when you have these huge podcasts like Fresh and Fit and what she had going on, where you had people working for you. I don't have that. I'm a one-man show. I'm it. I'm the production. I'm the sound. I'm the lighting. I'm the video production. I'm the content creation. I'm everything. I wish I had a crew of people that could help me do all those things. I could pump out more content. I don't have that. I'm a one-man show. I don't have a rich daddy or mama bankrolling my, But let's continue.
Engineer who can work the shit. So think about the shirt she got. She got the shirt MD7. Each one of those is like $250, right? At least the minimum. Plus, and it's probably more expensive because it's in the UK. So
Facts.
You're paying like 20% more on the UK. This is all facts, right? So then you have the Black Magic mini switcher. You got 4 cameras in there, at least 5 cameras, and then you have somebody operating the 18.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Black Magic. I actually want to get my hands on a Black Magic, and I'll tell you what that is too. Black Magic is a system that will allow you to have multiple cameras. It also even gives you even more clearer picture. It's a powerful system that you connect, that can connect multiple cameras. It's called Black Magic. All kind of technical stuff that people can use when they have huge podcasts and they have audiences, and they can set cameras to that Black Magic where the cameras are zooming in over here and over there. When you got a big podcast with a lot of guests and you got those close-up shots, the zoom in, zoom out, heavy production type stuff. Let's continue.
Any switcher, so when let's say if you talking, boom, then it come back to me, and you have a memory card in there that captures all the footage, right?
Right.
So here's what I'm saying. And you combine that with the administration of marketing, like on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, because that's when Shorts is going up. So you on TikTok blowing up, going viral, and you on YouTube Shorts, when Shorts is really, really popping, right? So by the time we find out about Justpearlythings, it come across my desk, 500,000 subscribers when I make my first video. The first video about her was called is Justpearlythings, the king of the Black manosphere, and that's when the woman king thing came on. You know what I'm saying? So these motherfucking niggas come back and say you put her on and you agree. Here's the situation, right? And this is where it's gonna get ugly. A lot of niggas in the manosphere wanted Justpearlythings.
Yeah, they did. They did.
That dated black men. And you know why niggas love white girls who date black men. So there you go, right?
Yep.
So if you call her, what are they gonna say about me, Red? If I call her out without really not a lot of evidence, what are they gonna say about me?
They're gonna say you hating.
Okay, hold on.
Tell the truth.
Hold on. Exactly, Red. On the West Coast, nigga, they gonna say you jealous, you hating on her. I done been through this too many times, right?
Yep.
So okay, at first, I didn't have no real evidence of her hating on nothing like that, right? So why this white girl in the space? Let me take you back another time, Red. When these girls pink book lessons, who else you see right now? Who's it? The Muslim girl. What's her name?
Damn, I can't. I forget her name. Crimson.
Crimson Cure.
Yeah.
Right? Who else? Melanie King. What do they say then, right? Oh, say you letting these women in the space. All right. So now, as a YouTuber, if you come on there and start hating, all the manosphere is gonna say you're jealous. You hating on this white girl. So now, let me just say this. I done been through this shit so many times on YouTube. I said, man, look, man, I'm over here in Africa, shit, nigga. I'm with the goats, nigga. I'm not even worried about. That's who y'all want, whatever. So I don't have nothing to really criticize on at the time. Now, Jason Black, if he's gonna criticize her, I just really don't know what he's talking about. I know he was coming at her for whatever reason, but I'm like, look, she run the business good. I mean, if they want her, I'm not hating on her, right? Which is the truth, because I didn't have nothing to hate on. She didn't do nothing. But the thing about it is, a lot of these black men in the black manosphere, what you find out is, as soon as you criticize somebody, especially if they're white, you're gonna start getting hella subscribers, hella niggas eating.
Tell the truth.
That's why I don't fuck with you no more. All type of funny shit, man. So I was like, you know what? I ain't really got no proof of, you know what I'm saying, what the lady's saying. Now, I did see she had some women on there that was, you know, like criticizing black women. Like they was having arguments. Or somebody would come on and talk about black women.
Tell the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard O'Shea Duke Jackson himself give you a little insight. Now, I know he's also been taking some criticism. As I said before, there's people out there who believe that he's one of the gatekeepers that ushered her into the manosphere. Like I said, there's some people that believe that. There's some people that say no. But he came on Red Show today and broke some things down that people did not know. You also heard tonight a clip from Phil, who also said that she basically paid Kevin Samuels $1,000 to spend time with him to get the game, or whatever we call it these days, to get this information. You also heard Phil say that she originally went to the white manosphere and they rejected her. You heard O'Shea say that she was going to Fresh and Fit and working as a gopher for them. She was doing everything she could to get around black content creators to blow herself up, to get herself to where she was. So you can say she was ambitious. But we still have to blame black people, because why don't we blow each other up? Why don't we, like Phil said, there's black women in YouTube who talk the manosphere talking points that they like. Why don't you blow those women up? Why don't you work to get those women a 16 Zoom podcasting system? Why don't we share resources? Why don't we put the same energy that people put into making Pearly where she is today? Why don't black people put that energy into doing editing and video photography and all this sort of stuff for black content creators? Why don't we put the same energy into helping one another? Because we hate self and kind. And then we got the nerve to criticize black people that are criticizing her, while at the same time trying to get close to white proximity of her, because she's got the numbers, and we're thinking that I can get a lick off of her. If I treat her good, she'll shout my channel out, get my numbers up, and I want to be a part of the club. It shows you that you got some men and women, but men in this case, who have no principles, have no values, have no freaking character.
Tell the truth.
And I'm glad that Jason Black exposed the hypocrisy on Black YouTube as it relates to Pearly. I'm glad he did. And if Jason Black had have never exposed the hypocrisy,
the truth.
We would still
tell the truth.
Be rocking with her, those that rock with her, that is, and supporting her. She's just mad that she got caught and been exposed. She didn't take those videos down by herself. She didn't sit back and say, you know what? This video that I did with this guy, these videos that I did, I got to take them down. They don't look good. I've got black people that work for me. I've got black people that have kind of helped blow my channel up with helping me with my content. I can't do this. I gotta get rid of these videos. She didn't do no such thing. The only reason why she got rid of that one video is because she's been getting the heat put on her. And she's trying to do damage control and cool down the situation. You could say, well, she was brave to go over there on Obsidian's channel the other night. That shows that has nutrition. She feels bad about what she did. But yet, I showed you tonight, and you can look at the rest of his video yourself, that every time she was asked the very tough questions, she acted like she didn't understand. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to answer that. I thought we were talking about this. Reflection, reflection, reflection all night throughout that video. And then there were black men on that panel that showed who they really were, their poor character, their lack of manhood. I now understand why some of you within the manosphere don't get women. I now understand why some of you, I'm talking about some, not all. I understand why some of you don't get the women that you want, and while you're on YouTube 24 hours a day whining and crying about women. Because those of you that were on that panel that were sort of giving her a break, and certainly there were brothers on that panel that were not giving her a break, but the ones that did, you showed your character. I'm talking about those in the manosphere that were on that panel that night that did not show character and gave her a pass. Part of character as a man is being able to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Even if the truth hurts you and hurts others, but you tell the truth. It doesn't come out good, but it's the truth. This Pearly situation is a shame. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got nobody to blame for this but ourselves. We got to stop letting people come into our community, use us, enrich themselves off of us, and then we're all surprised when we hear something that they said negative about us. We should not be surprised. This has happened to our community tons and tons of times when we put our faith in certain people, or our support, should I say. But to me, what Pearly did is common for people like her. What's even more sadder is that when you have black people within this YouTube community who will make excuses for the behavior and try to minimize what she did by bringing up examples of other people that has nowhere, shape, or form an example of what she was doing. It's called reflection. Projecting somewhere else because you don't want to deal with the reality. And then you got Negroes that want to be in good with her because they're hoping that, like I said, if she shouts you out, it's going to bring some shine to you. Or you're hoping that she'll bring you on her podcast for an interview or to be a part of the show, which would require you to get from behind your avatars that many of you hide behind, never showing your face. And it's because most people in black YouTube who do this all the time, they're not hiding from white people or the white man or whatever we call it. They're hiding from black people. That's the truth. And for those of you, again, who say, well, Jason Black is black. There he is right there. That's all you're going to get. I've known what this man has looked like for years now. That's why I laugh when people say, well, what does he look like? He said today on his channel that people that he deals with in the business circles that he runs in, they know who he is. Now, I do agree that a person should reveal what they look like when they make strong points about situations. I do agree that people should show themselves, that we shouldn't hide ourselves from black people if we're strong to our convictions. I want to thank you all for watching the program tonight. And I want you to subscribe to the channel. I think that I've given you all that I can give you tonight on this subject matter. This is going to be it for me. We'll see how this whole thing transpires. I'm sure that there's people out there that are going to unsubscribe from the channel that think that I've gone too far with this video tonight, that don't agree with me. That's fine. You can. There's people that are going to be critical of me that don't agree with things I've said. And guess what? I don't care because I'm about truth over here. I don't hang on panels with a lot of people anyway on these YouTube streets. I only go on a couple of platforms that I get on panels and have discussions with people, because panels become a detriment That's where all the beefing in black YouTube starts, with these damn panels where people get on panels and argue and beef with each other for 3, 4, 5 hours into the night. There's a few channels that I go on the panel, like Black Men Unfiltered or Sir Hill, because they have very professional type channels. There's people that I know on YouTube that sometimes I'll hop on. And the thing about me that's sad in black YouTube is that it seems like if you don't have a lot of subscribers on your channel, people don't want to give you an interview. People don't want to let you interview them. People don't want to be around you. I don't care how many subscribers you have. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 million subscribers, if I like your content, I like what you're about, I'll rock with you. I'll talk to you. I don't care how big my channel get. But you got people that behave like that. Oh, you only got these many subscribers. I don't mess with you. People got their head. And this is the crazy thing about it. You could lose your YouTube channel like that. YouTube could come in and snatch your channel, and all them subscribers won't mean nothing. Let me just break this down and make it make more sense to you. Kevin Samuels had, 1.4 million subscribers. But when he had his funeral out there in Oklahoma City, a lot of these people that claimed that they loved Kevin Samuels, that they was down with Kevin Samuels, that they liked his message, a lot of these folks didn't even show up to his funeral. The majority of the people that were at his funeral was his immediate family. Most of these folks didn't even show up. So it shows you got 1.4 million people following you on YouTube, but you didn't get 1 million or 1,000 people at your funeral. So it shows you that most of the people that were watching Kevin Samuels were watching him for pure entertainment. Because how can a man have those many subs and everybody say that they loved his message? Then when he had a funeral, which his family opened up to the public, the last number I heard is there were 60 people there. And the majority of those 60 people that I heard were mainly his family, and people who swore by him didn't even show up to the funeral. Or he didn't have a standing room only funeral. And you would think with all those subs, that lets you know that just because a person has a lot of subs on their channels, don't mean that all them people that sub to you are that crazy or dedicated to you or care that much about you, even if you pass away, to the point where they don't even show up to your funeral when they swear by you. So don't get caught up in these subscribership, because subs don't mean that all these people love you. And you can have a channel with lots of subs today and be gone tomorrow because YouTube could come in and say, we didn't like this, and bam, take your channel away. Now all your hard work is gone. That's why you can't be enamored with Pearly's, with her 3 million subs, because she's only a mistake away from YouTube saying, we're going to get rid of you. But because she's got the right complexion for the protection, YouTube ain't going to mess with her. They'll let her get away with saying all sorts of disrespectful things, like bringing Nick Fuentes on her show, who was already banned from YouTube. But you didn't see YouTube take her video down for having him on there, espousing his racism and going back and forth with that other woman about you have a black boyfriend. Remember I played this?
Wish you luck, and I don't.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't wish luck to racists.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit racist.
I know.
But listen, but it's not because
Look
I
at
hate
Pearly
people. I
smiling.
love people. It's just race is real. Race is real.
Smiling.
Race is a part of us. So, hey, it is what it is.
And the Italians, we do not claim you.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black guy. The Italians don't claim me. They don't claim you.
Oh, no, they claim me. They claim me.
I don't think so.
They do.
Italian guys, yeah.
Italians,
Tell an
we're
Italian
big,
guy
we're
about
big
your
lovers.
affinity for black guys. That'll go over real well.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this man was banned from YouTube. And you notice,
tell the truth.
If he's banned from YouTube, why didn't YouTube take down the video, penalize her channel for bringing a man on her platform that they had already banned, unless white content creators like Pearly get privilege over us? I've seen this for myself firsthand. You got a guy named Jason Crowder on YouTube. He has a big YouTube channel with millions of subs, and he says all types of racist things on that channel, all sorts of crazy things on that channel. YouTube doesn't take it down because they're making money. He's got 1 million subscribers, and they're pushing his channel, pushing his content. This is the points I'm making tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. I want to give you all a clap. I'm going to get ready to get out of here tonight. I really appreciate you again. This whole thing was disturbing. I don't know what to say. Make sure you share this video on all your social media. Share with a friend. Tell people about the channel. If you have not subscribed.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, share the video in your community tab if you're a content creator, share the video on Facebook and Twitter and any social media platforms that allow you to share videos. Tell people about the channel, your friends, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin. Tell people about the show. I'm still trying to grow this channel as well, but we know YouTube ain't gonna blow me up. They're gonna make sure they suppress these channels. Channels that really give you content telling you the truth.
Tell the truth.
But they'll push content where black people are fighting each other and black men are going after black women and black women are going after black men. They'll push black dysfunction on YouTube and suppress black excellence in education on YouTube. Y'all know it. I appreciate you all, Brother Yalpo, Jay Good Show, Ty Libro, all of you in there, Jill's Chocolate Boutique. I thank all of you who have come out and supported me tonight and you've shown out tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this program. If you got something out of this program tonight, if I put it down tonight, please do me the greatest favor by putting 7s in the chat room as we get out of here. As you hear the music, put those 7s in there. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Let's go.
Tell the truth.
Peace.
Tell the truth.
Put those 7s in there. Let everybody know. Peace. I appreciate everybody that follows this channel, supports this channel. Brother Earl Owens, Von Bryant, Narratives and Dialogue, Just Alicia's, Black. I see you, everybody in there. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Information is power.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Information is power. Information is power. Information is power. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
You're going to get truth whether you like it or not. Truth whether you like it or not. It's about truth.
Tell the truth.
Truth. That's what it's all about. It's about truth.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.